Yeah, lad. Ray.
Ray, yep.
And Wine.
Jimmy's not starting. 24. Peter Green on the wing.
Be half forward.
Yep. So Schaefer starting in the middle. McGowan, Gerda. That's a pretty easy one to pick. Stevens on the other wing.
I reckon
Lee and a half.
Saywell on this side as a wingman.
Where's Green lining up?
He's half forward.
Half forward starting up.
And in the back six you've got Wakeland, Lee.
Half-back line. Who's in half-back?
Brian Harada.
Harada will be vice captain.
And you've got Squirt and Cotter back there as well.
I'll just wait and see who comes down.
Their interchange is King. Higgins, I reckon, is a little bloke. And who's the big bloke? Number 2, Jones.
It's Jones, Sam Jones. I haven't seen him. Big bloke. No problems. Who's up at 18 for them is Kingsley in the forward pocket. Start the first quarter here at Elizabeth Oval. Bounce down. Big fella and Neiman got himself in there. Central's get it out quickly. It's just Swirt. Quick hands back. Lee's over the ball. Plenty of desperation shown by both teams here. A quick kick by Schaefer. Gets it down further. This is McGowan. McGowan gets back, looks down. Drives the ball high into the air. Oh, strong mark. Good use of the body. It's David Flood. Flood gets it moving quickly. Looks for Cotton. McGann, Rogers over the ball. Through he comes hard. That's Flood again. Set back there. See a ball up. Right at centre half forward. Joining me today is former Central's coach in Alan Stewart. Alan, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mark. The ball about 20 metres out from Central's goal at the northern end here at the Elizabeth Oval. The ruckman contested. Tap goes to the Eagles. Green's in there fighting for possession. Good second effort, gives the ball out wide. Snapped by a Central District's player. The ball comes to the ground, brought back into play again nicely. Gathered by an Eagles player here. Congestion of players around the football, attempting to hit the ball out. Girdham's in there, he tries to flick it forward. I think the umpires have forgotten the whistle here. Still a congestion of players, must be 15, 20 players. Eventually it's forced clear. Another quick handball out. And Andrew Borkwell, after an absolute congestion of footballers, has kicked the point. The opening score for Central District.
Gee, Stu, there's plenty of pressure there, wasn't there? I mean, both sides weren't going to concede. Centrals were desperate to keep the ball in the area. And the Eagles were just at their mind set on just getting the ball out of there. But a bit of a lazy kick there by Andrew Borkwell.
Well, I think he
at
was
the time, didn't he?
I think he was surprised, Mark, to get the footy out of it because there was just so much congestion there. Here's the long kick out. Contesting at centre half forward there. McGowan's in quickly football. The ball comes clear. Kick to the outer wing here, and that could be out on the full. Yes, it is. And Central District, through Stephen Swirt, will bring the football back in on the outer wing. He looks further down the ground. Not a lot of movement coming. He'll kick the ball to the true centre half forward position. There it is. Good 45-metre kick. Up they contest for the football. Ball comes free. Ball given across to Peter Green. And there's the first goal on the board for the Doggies through Peter Green. Number 24 has kicked his first goal for the Bulldogs.
You called it right there, Alan. I mean, there was no movement up forward. Swirty just put it onto the ball, put it high. The Centrals had the players in the right position in front of the pack. Some quick hands across, and there's Green. I mean, his first kick and his first goal for the day.
And that was a true half-forward's goal. He just made the most of his opportunity. Score, Central District, 1-1. Eagles yet to score here at Elizabeth. Umpire Ron Bettridge to put the ball down in the centre square. The ruckman to contest. Schaefer gets a clear tap down. McGowan gets a possession. Here's Cook. Gets the ball out of the centre square. Drives it forward. Eagles defender goes to the front of the football. Vardy, very elusive. Left foot, goal. Goal number 2 for the Bulldogs through Peter Vardy.
He was unlucky there for the Eagles players. That was Dylan. The ball just overran it. Just some very clever work there by Vardy. Just used his body again. He had plenty of time, straightened up and kicked the Central's second goal.
I think Vardy might have been the player too, Mark, that gave the ball off the green, so he's probably played a part in both goals. Good start by the Crows player. 2-1, Central District play the Eagles no score. Again, we have the contest in the centre square. Schaefer under the footy, got the palm to it beautifully. Central's player dragged down a little bit too high. It's Ricky McGowan, who's got on the ruckman's hand beautifully there. Gives off to the running Brian Harada. Harada kicks to half forward. Backing back into the pack there, it's Simpson, a player who's impressed me, takes a fine mark at centre half back. He's looking out wide now, kicks to the outer side of the central, out of the Elizabeth Oval. They contest. Harada brings the ball to the ground. Off hands to McClure. Here's Zilla over the footy. Tackled well by Central District. Wiedemann leaves the footy behind. Ball given off by the Eagles across to Totem through the centre of the ground. Beautifully weighted kick to centre half forward. And I think that might be Morford. A beautiful mark running with the flight of the football. And a beautiful kick to forward finds Jason Kingsley.
That was better play by the Eagles. They just started to use the ball a bit better, a bit cleaner with their skills with the handball, and a good mark there taken by Morford, running with the flight of the football. one hand up, and it's a real courageous grab.
A lot of courage shown there. And here's young Jason Kingsley, only a young fellow about 19 years of age, about 40 metres out from goal. Oh, he's got underneath that kick, pushed it across to the right, and the Central's defenders push the ball across the line for a point. The Bulldogs, 2-1, lead the Eagles 1 point.
This is Lee. Kicking out. Punches the ball on the ground, got plenty of space out wide. Good mark taken by Saywell. Gets it back. Paddock in front of him, he can run a mile. Too easy there. This is Damien Hicks. Geez, they're moving the ball quickly, Centrals. Otherwise they get it down. Plenty of ball players around the ball. That was Dylan. Knocked it wide. Quick kick off the ground. The ball's out in the full again.
Yeah, just a little bit of panic there, I think, from the defenders of the Eagles, pushing the ball out of bounds twice in a row in this quarter.
Quick movement. This is Pays. From experience. Gets the ball quickly onto his boot. Drives it back. Going to find a wall of Central District players. And a terrible display of kicking by Brian Arata. This looks like the Eagles player. Right on the centre half back. Looks wider. Quick kick even further forward. This is Briglands. Will he take the mark? Those two grabs at it. The umpire reckons he was held. Young Brett Briglands. Looking to Taylor a bit further forward on, but terrible disposal. Put him under plenty of pressure. As we see the ball go out of bounds.
Mark, that player before was Martin Christensen, who used to play for Geelong. Spent about 3 years up in the Darwin Football League. And he's the new player in that we haven't seen before. Ball thrown in. The Eagles come away with the ball from the boundary throw and kick it to centre half forward. Pays flies with Saywell. Ball comes free. Congestion of players. Comes out again. They're trying to get the ball out free. Pays around the corner, bends the ball around. And I think they'll look for the safety of the line, Central Districts, as Scotty Lee plays the ball out in the back pocket for Central District.
You know your players pretty well there. I thought that was Craig Cotter.
Well, you might be right, Mark.
Boundary umpire throws the ball in. Neiman in front position. Just puts it back forward. Once again, so that player in Craig Cotter just prepared to put the ball back over the boundary line. Perfect conditions out here. Elizabeth Oval, it's in very good condition. Sun shining. And a reasonable crowd here to witness this game. Once again, boundary umpire throws it in. Neiman and Schaefer. Neiman goes towards the goal, looking for Morford. Once again, we see the ball go out.
Mark, I think that'll be a very good clash between Neiman and Schaefer. Schaefer is the form ruckman of the competition, but Neiman's performance in the last 2 weeks have been quite exciting.
Yeah, both sides last week, they recorded an 80-point wins. So they really have come off a very good performance. Here we see Centrals. This is Swert. Got plenty of pace. Takes one, takes two bounces, can go again, gets a quick handball forward. This is a Raider. Just gets a quick push in the back by Wiedemann. Couldn't quite make it. Maybe a little bit undisciplined. At least he stopped the flow of play. Raider gets it back over to Lee. Lee pushes his player back. Chips it over the top. This is Girdham. Girdham drives it wide. Looking forward. Dylan over the top with a good spoil. Pays is there. And he really picks up. This is Cook. Looking for a player forward. Felt after he kicked it. Young McClure prepared to put the ball over the boundary line. A good start to this game.
Yeah, there's a bit of pressure being applied from both sides here. I think the Eagles are keen to do very well. Here's the ball thrown in Central's forward pocket. Big Conway contest. Ball comes free out the back. Here's Roger Girdham, the captain. He's swamped by Eagles. Borkwell pushes the ball out wide, gathered by an Eagles player. Totem's got possession now, gives it across. Quick kick forward to the centre of the ground. Harada with front position, does well on young Biglands. Again, that'll be a good clash with a senior player in Harada against a young fellow like Rhett Biglands. Harada brings the ball wide. Schaefer's made good position, runs onto the ball nicely. Here's his kick, 45 metres, pushes it inside the attacking circle. Ball punch clear. Here's Jason Ziller, always works hard, gives off to Spear. Delivery of the football again to the centre of the ground. Ricky McGowan got his hands on it. Let go. Handball comes free. Here's Swert running with the ball. Collision of players. Ball free again. Now again, here's Christensen. Gives the ball wide to Pays. Puts the ball out in front quite well for Kingsley. Here's young Colville, quite an impressive youngster. Turns left. Kicks to centre half forward. Front position by the experienced Morford. Sees a player wide. Kicks to Zilla. Will he go on? Yes, he does. Places the ball to the goal square. And they should have done a lot better than that, Mark. It was a good
40
build-up.
metres out, Alan. You just expect the player of Zilla's experience. He's been around now for a couple of years. That he just, I mean, any player really could find at any grade that would run in from 40 metres out and kick that goal. But he just took it, just didn't concentrate hard enough. See, plenty of ball, plenty of players around the ball. Given out, this is Christensen.
Been impressive so far.
Yeah, he's had a few touches already. Centres it. Looking forward. Pack forms. Coming down. Colville's there. And once again, the pack forms.
Yeah, Christensen's impressed me with his style of football so far, Mark. He's an experienced player, got to the right spots and has used the ball pretty well.
Once it's grainy, we can see that there'll be at least 20 players around the ball, all eager to get a touch. That was Schaefer again, just got his hands to it over the top. Neiman. Once again, there's Cotter. Puts the ball out wider. Girdham. Back to McGowan. McGowan over the top. Finds Stevens. Goes further. This is Cook. Got a bit of time now to deliver the football forward. Should get it back, Cook. Good knock on. Cook's in there again. Tries, just keeps eager to kick it forward. Just punch the ball forward as he does. The Eagles players now have got the numbers, should be able to clear it. Look for the handball of Dillon. Didn't give it. Out to Morford. Morford can't quite take it. Applies to Shepherd. You see Pays. Hasn't got the time. That was a good smother there by Cotter. Onto his left leg. Drives it up forward. Good contest. Rogers. Good 200 game player. Didn't panic and just pushed the ball out towards one of his teammates. This is Colville. The fiery redhead. Had a good season so far, Alan.
Yes, he's been quite exciting in a couple of games this year, young Colville. Very good confident take there from Brian Herrera, who started the game well. Kicks wide. Running onto the football's flat. Good spoil from behind by the Eagles defender. Here's Simpson. Gives off first time to Christensen, who's making good position on his wing. Gets the ball to the true centre half forward position. A very confident movement to the football there was young Kingsley. He started well. And a 50-metre penalty here, or 25-metre penalty. Umpire must have whistled Wakeland back, and Wakeland didn't respond straight away, so the umpire's given that 25-metre penalty. And that's put Kingsley within shooting distance. This lad's gone to the ball very well up forward so far, and Michael Wakeland, a quality defender, might have to just adjust his game plan against this lad a little bit and maybe try and take the initiative from him. Here's Kingsley lining up from about 35 to 40 metres out. That's a better looking kick than his first one. I think he's going to miss it to the left, and he has.
You watch over the years, Alan, you just noticed then when he just came in, he didn't really take enough care when he disposed of that football.
Here's McGowan kicking the ball wide. Schaefer under the foot, he paid the mark. Central's players prepared to work hard in the midfield. Schaefer, not a lot of room on the mark, gets it around the body. Mark taken out wide by Hicks, who made good position. That's the first give again that causes the run to Wakeland. He brings the ball back in towards the forward 50. Flood coming out to meet the football. Well done by Dillon. Colville with possession. Here come the Eagles, running the ball through half back. The Weed's got it. He drives to a vacant half forward flank on the outer side. Herrera goes to the football hard, pushes the ball out of bounds on the half forward flank for the Eagles. Kicking to the football club end here at Elizabeth Oval.
Just looking at the Windsock here. As you see, it's around about the 20-minute mark, just about this time on about to start. Central's still got a commanding 11-point lead. This is Central's. It's the ball moving, this is Lee. For a play it forwards, a good kick. Unfortunately, couldn't quite take it. He's getting no support at all. As the Eagles players run in. Once again, they're going to bottle it up.
I think, Mark, there that Peter Green did have a good opportunity to take it. He did fumble the ball a little bit. Good approach at it, but he fumbled it the second time. And as a half forward, you've got to just take those opportunities. Central District, 2-1, lead the Eagles, 2 points.
Falls down again. Schaefer in front. Neiman over the top. Good work there. You see Stevens gets quick hands off. High ball. Dillon from behind. Just puts a little bit too much pressure on. You can hear the crowd, the Central's crowd in the background. They appreciate that. This is Jared Cotton. Cotton gets the ball moving quickly. Puts it out in front. Good take by Flood. He's well out. Good strong mark. Taken up forward.
Yeah, the thing that impresses you about Central District is that forwards do play in front. Flood used his experience and took the ball beautifully there, and then put the ball in a position where if you've got Conway 6'5" in front, you can't get over the top of him.
Conway last week kicked 6 goals. You see him lining up for his first. Unfortunately, just drags it across the face of goals and puts on his first point.
Usually a very, very good kick at goal, this Mark Cobban. I think he kicked 6 straight last week.
So the Eagles bring it out. It's just a pair to keep possession. You see Dillon looking short again. It's down to Tottenham. Tottenham wanted to get on with it. Unfortunately, just slipped over. It's got players out wide. That's where he's going. Finds the weed. He takes it, get him moving quickly onto his left leg. Look for Kingsley. This is Lee. Not looking himself under any pressure at all. As you can see, a very undisciplined Eagles player push the Centrals player in the back. It's a free downfield.
And this is Jared Cotton on the other side of the ground this time. That familiar left foot kick. Contest beautifully spoiled from behind by the Eagles, but Roger Girdham in the right spot for a follower has crumbed that football. He kicks the ball to the pocket. Unfortunately, he's delivered it to Dillon. That's poor disposal by the Bulldogs. Last week they were so good in that department. Here's the Eagles running the balls across the goal face. Spear positions the ball out wide here for Morford. He can't quite get to the football, and the ball goes out of bounds. Central District 2-2, lead the Eagles 2 goals.
Pretty important game for both sides. The Centrals are trying to maintain their top position. The Eagles are sitting 3rd at the moment. A win here today by either club will just consolidate their position in the 5.
The ball comes free again. It's Big Neiman. Oh, he tries to kick the ball off the ground when he should have picked it up. There's a handball from Schaefer to Girdham. Back to himself again. McClure off the ground. Take by Scotty Lee. Gives the ball forward to Stevens. Where's the run? He looks for a run. And here's Harada. Gives off nicely to Swirt. And here's a couple of Central District players free. Sable. Beautiful skills from Sable. Finds the running Stevens on the left leg. Coming out is Conway. And I think there might be a free kick here to Cook, interfered with by the Eagles player. I've noticed, Mark, that some of the players are slipping, so maybe there's been a bit more rain on this surface than we first thought.
Had a couple of days. It's just only been shining for the last 24 hours, but before that we did have a bit of rain.
Here's Green kicking the ball out wide to Vardy. He made good yards to get to the football there, Vardy, and quite an entertaining and enterprising opening from him. He's had a hand in a couple of goals and got an opportunity here to kick his second. Just a young man trying to make his way into the Crows team, and this has been his best year so far at this level. About 15 metres out on an acute angle. And that's goal number 2 to Peter Vardy. Central District 3-2, lead the Eagles 2 points.
Which once again, I mean, just Centrals are just moving the ball a little bit better when they're coming forward. Players are getting out in front, and that gives you half a chance. If you play in front, especially on an oval this size, it does give you good opportunities to swing around and put the ball forward, as we saw then. Vardy just taking a mark by himself in the forward pocket.
The Eagles will be looking for David Neiman now to try and get some ascendancy in the centre square. Schaefer's won most of them so far. This time it comes to Neiman. Ball comes to the ground. Eagles player and Zilla gets the ball out the back door. Rogers, nice kick into the full forward area here. Scott Lee leads him to the run of the ball, loses his feet. Young Cole, can he mop the football up? He leaves it behind. And robbed out the back door by Scotty Lee. He gives off the ball to Swerve. Stephen Swert on the left leg. Here's McGowan, got 30 metres on his Eagle opponents. Turns onto the left foot with some nice skill. Up it goes. In front, the Central District player. Borkle gives up nicely to Green. Beautiful smother there from Eagles player. Here's Neiman, mops up the footy. Doesn't hit the target, comes to Saywell. And James Saywell puts the ball beautifully to Vardy. Gee, he's certainly winning his position hands down in this first term. Kicks the ball across the ground and Simpson intercepts for the Eagles.
Rogers, quick kick forward to Wiedemann. Wiedemann looking for a player running past. No one's taking. Puts one of his teammates under pressure, and that was Tottenham. Cook takes it, just chips the ball forward. Dillon goes back, should take the mark. Just went over his head. Central's players have got the numbers here. Quick hands taken. Dillon comes in to assist again. What can he do this time? He puts it wide. Once again, the Eagles players have got the numbers if they want to pick it up. One bounce. Looks forward. No rule movement. This is Briglands. Gets tripped. The umpire's indicated he got tripped.
That's unfortunate there, Mark, because Raider had his eyes on the foot. It was one of those accidental things that happens in football, but the young man's got his free kick here on the wing.
This is Briglands. The pace, 15 metres forward. He wants to use him by himself. He doesn't. He decides to go for Taylor. Taylor uses his strength. Unfortunately, he's given away a free kick. This is Damien Hicks. And Dunley Central's crowd loves Andrew Taylor. It's only early in this first quarter. There's Swert. Over to McGowan, over to Gurdon. Gurdon wants to play it on quickly. Looks wide, across the line. Once again, a Raider, Lee. Lee's got plenty of space. Put it over the top. There's Wakeman. Chance for a run. Puts it forward. Sitting at the back again is Dillon. His side can really get control here. Dillon throws it on his boot. I need to push it forward. This is Saywell. Quick hands. Over to Gurdon. Gurdon blasts it up. He's got to play it loose out forward. And he takes it. And that's Jared Cotton. Cotton goes for a little chip. Loose player.
It amazes me, Peter Green there had about 30 metres on his opponent. Vardy's had plenty of space up forward to move around. Cotton's had plenty of space. We've seen McGowan get possessions by themselves. I'm a bit surprised, maybe a little lack of discipline from the Eagles defenders.
So Green, 45-degree angle, around about 40 metres out. He puts on his second. That brings up Central's fourth.
Four-goal 2. Central District leading the Eagles 2 points. And Peter Green, just so much freedom given to the half-forward line of Central District, and to give a half-forward that much room on a big oval like Elizabeth, that always results in a goal, and that one did for the Bulldogs. 4-goal 2, Central District lead the Eagles 2 points.
Back in the middle again, Neiman and Schaefer. As I said, it's going to be a great duel between those two players today. This is Wiedemann. Over his left leg, puts it high. Colville tries to grab front position, and does. This is Cotter. On his left leg, drives it wide. Looking for Saywell. Many touches in this first quarter. Saywell puts it forward. Schaefer worked hard. Goes onto his left. Puts it high. Very good use of the body, and that's Vardy. Vardy gets back quickly. Plenty of space there. You can see Rogers trying to cut off any short kicks. But Vardy, kick from around about 55. Should be just outside. He decides to put it out in front of goals. One of his taller forwards to take the mark. That's Dillon. Knocks the ball over the top. Vardy comes in again. Stevens is in there as well. Plenty of players diving in over the ball. Stevens, quick hands, over the top. That's Adam Borkwell. Unfortunately, just pulled it across. Richards another behind. So we're well into time on period. Centrals have a 25-point lead. They're 4 goals 3, 27. The Eagles still haven't registered a goal, 2 points.
Ball comes out wide to Spear. He gets the ball across to Andrew Pays. Work deep into the pocket to get his possession there. Kicks out to his wing area. The ball comes out the back. Swert again's had a lot of possession early across to Scott Stevens. Stevens to ball ball, he's had a number of possessions. Kicked the last point for Central Districts. He puts it up to the true full forward position. Flood slipped over. Good recovery again to the football by Flood. Eagles defenders trying to get the ball clear, and it'll be a ball up some 15 metres out in front of goal. The Bulldogs 4-3, leading the Eagles 2 points, just as we go after time on in the first quarter at Elizabeth Oval. 15 metres out, the bounce down by umpire Wild. Certainly a little chap, wouldn't think he'd get too wild. They contest. Big Conway flicks the ball to one side. Eagles defenders trying to force the ball towards the boundary line. McGowan down there working hard. Stacks on the mill, and umpire Gary Wild will bounce the ball in the forward pocket at the northern end of Elizabeth Oval.
Good start by Centrals. Good 25-point lead.
Yes, they've been impressive so far. As the siren goes to end the first quarter at Elizabeth Oval, the Bulldogs 4-3, Eagles 2 points, margin of 25 points at Elizabeth Oval. Yeah. Okay, yep. Okie doke.
and they had an awesome camera angle on, and Tim Gosselin does
Oh dear.
well, I reckon they might still get up. They were playing all right now last
What are we hearing in the back? We're hearing the Crows up. Here in the background? Somebody. Dylan's come up on McGowan.
Tatum's on the half-back line.
Start of the second quarter here at Elizabeth Oval. Centrals lead by 25 points. 4 goals, 3-27 to the Eagles. 2 points. Schaefer gets a tap down. No real advantage. Wiedemann, quick hands out wide. This is Zilla. Pushes the ball even further forward. Gets a free kick for that, Zilla. Umpire will bring it back. But really that first quarter, Alan, I mean, Centrals really put a lot of pressure on the Eagles.
The Eagles weren't allowed to play their game of running the ball from the half-back line and attacking through the midfield because Centrals were able to apply the pressure there.
There's Zilla. Looks for a short kick, gives it wide. Over to Tottenham. Tottenham gets back quickly. Looks downfield, pushes the ball high, looking for Taylor. Taylor puts one arm up. Rogers has run from a half-back line to receive this. Gives it back to Wiedemann. Wiedemann will bring it back towards the middle of the ground. Plenty of players up there, plenty of strength used. This is Wakeland. Decides to push it out a bit wide, looking for Sale. Well, Sale will pick it up. He's got no real movement forward. He's got the Cuckoo's run about 50 metres. He takes it. He's got a paddock in front. He'll take one bounce. A left legger. Takes another bounce. It's his third bounce he's taken. Puts it inside the 50. Looking for Conway. Conway couldn't take it out in front. Butters up again, pushes it forward. This is Cotton, looks wider, sets up his teammate, he goes back and kicks it high. I think he's put it through.
Andrew Borkwell.
That's Borkwell. They just persisted again, Central. They just kept pushing the ball forward, but good run by Tim Cook out in that wing.
Well, they displayed some excellent skills and started with Sale down in that pocket where he outsped pace of the ball. He's got a lot of pace, Sale, and the skill level to carry the ball down the ground. And Jared Cotton with a long handball got it across to Borkwell and he finished for his first goal.
The Centrals extend their lead. They're 5 goals 3 now, 33. The Eagles still haven't registered their first goal. They're still 2 points. Ball's down again. Neiman and Schaefer. Once again, the ball favours Schaefer. Schaefer punches the ball as far as he could forward. Quick hands. Out to Wiedemann. He throws it on his left leg over his shoulder again. He does a fair bit of that. You're going to see the pack four, Morford on the bottom of it. Pushes it out to Zilla. Zilla takes it, pushes it high, looking out for Pays. Pays have a chance to run onto this. But good, clever work by Saywell. Had the voice from behind, and that was Cotter. Once again, Central have got the numbers. This is Swirt. Onto his favourite left-hand side, pushes the ball high, but Hamish Simpson goes back and takes the mark.
Simpson, good steady player so far in the game. Stands under the ball very well. Here's his kick. Looking for young Big Lands, and that's a good catch from Big Lands. Very athletic for a big man. Gives off to Dylan. Dylan looking for Pays, who's had his hands full with the table in this quarter so far. Andrew Pays. He's looking for Taylor in the pocket. Ball off hands, and Hicks gives off nicely to Lee. Scotty Lee bounces the ball out of defence. Again, across to Cook, who's been a good player. Here's Sable, must be having his 4th or 5th possession so far in this quarter. Kicks to Cotton. Ball off hands. Pushed out the back, and Totem leads to the football. Playing for a free kick. Pushed off the football by the numbers. And Flood gives the ball out wide to Vardy. Back to Green, who had a fit of the fumbles again. And here's Spear mopping up the back. He's going to cross the ball wide to Hall. He takes possession, short chip to Christensen, trying to maintain possession. Christensen had a good duel with Stevens on the wing on this side. Ball put high to Neiman and Schaefer. And Schaefer gets his hand on the ball first. And I think that Schaefer at this stage would have the honours over David Neiman.
Bit of good contest, but what I'm enjoying at the moment is the second effort by both sides. I mean, they may be making a mistake with the skill level, but that second effort to stop their opposition player from getting the ball further on, it's been good so far.
Colville kicks the ball to the back of the square. Here's again, he followed up the ball well. Beautiful hands, an excellent give to McClure. He's a very neat player. And what's happening here, I think the mark's been paid by Taylor. It's down the ground, I think.
All down the ground, either or.
Scott Lee a little bit late. But the kick was on the way from McClure, and Taylor took the mark. Andrew Taylor, some 40 metres out. A badly needed goal required by the Eagles. Kicks on its way. It's going to be close. Yes, he's missed to the left-hand side to register another point for the Eagles. Bulldogs 5-3, lead the Eagles 3 points.
Last week Taylor kicked 6. It's been his good bag for the year. So we get 14. You see the Eagles going forward again. It's kicked over the top. Opportunity here for Zilla. Couldn't quite keep it in. Once again, the Central's players bring it out wide. Looking for Schaefer. Schaefer will get a free kick. Right on the half-back flank. Under the shade of the old gum trees here at Elizabeth Oval. It's a lovely setting, this oval. If you think back sort of 30 years ago, there's no green grass, the trees were underdeveloped. Really now it is a picturesque oval. This is Dillon. He moved on with the ball over to Christensen, who's discarded his long sleeve jumper for a short sleeve. Once again, as you called it before, Alan, Schaefer really is having the battle of the duel between these two big men. Schaefer, he's got no real movement, decides to go back, puts the ball high. Rogers should take this ball on his chest, and he does safely. Rogers will get back, has to get the ball moving a bit quicker than what they have been, the Eagles. You've seen, looking for movement. Just not Christensen. That was Kingsley. Couldn't quite keep it in. Once again, the Central's players bring it out, and Peter Green takes it right on the wing out front of the members' stand. The players moving. Again, this is Cotton. He's had plenty of the football this game. Oh, back to Swirt. Swirt goes on his left leg. Looks wider. This is Saywell. Saywell, as we heard before, has had plenty of possessions already in this second quarter. Just prepared Centrals here just to keep possession. They set it up. Create a bit of space in their forward line. Drives it high. Barty's there. Conway's out front. Barty gets the hands onto it. Gets thrown back as he kicks it. Then we see the ball once again. Not once again, but hits the point post. The umpire will throw it in.
Mark, I think that Bruce Winner's got to do something with Pays on Sale. He's got to tell him to run with him for a while because he's just so dangerous. There's the ball being thrown in the forward pocket of the Central District. Conway flips the ball out the back. Rogers gives off to the running Wiedemann. Here's Pearce. He comes out of that back line like a train. Gets the ball to the wing. Offhand, Saywell again. Must have had at least 8 or 9 possessions. Cross to Cotter. Made good position from his half-back flank, backed himself in. Kicks the ball to a contest up forward. Vardy gets to the ball well. Ball comes free. The umpire's played a free kick here. Must have been for legging for the Eagles player. And the free kick will go to
Stephen Hall. Yep.
Hall, yes. Or is it Simpson? Ball comes across to Spear. Kicks across the goal face. Nice looking kick. And a good player there got under it beautifully. And that's Hall now with the football. He took that mark very well under pressure. looking for Neiman down the ground. One of the few occasions that he's beat Schaefer to the football around the ground. David Neiman kicks the ball in close here to, it looks like young Higgins. Quite a neat player. I've seen him a couple of times and impresses me. Young Ben Higgins. Central District back quickly with discipline to block up the forward line for the Eagles. Higgins looks short, just clears Girdham and finds Wiedemann. Onto the left foot, out wide. Rogers has backed himself in from the half-back line. Kicks the ball long to the full forward area. Good contest there. And Taylor outbodied his opponent and has kicked the goal. Eagles, first goal for the day. 5-3, the Bulldogs lead the Eagles 1-3.
We just see there the advantage of a good half-back line, and we saw Taylor, he's done it twice this quarter. Not Taylor, Rogers has come down, he's backed himself, he's left his play and run down, created a loose man, and all Wiedemann had to do was get the ball over the top to him. Went for a good, long, strong kick towards the goal face. A good body work by Taylor. He managed to slam it onto his boot. To reach the Eagles' first goal.
Neiman and Schaefer. Schaefer gets his hand on the football. Christensen, good handball out to McClure. Ball running free now here. Good contest there. Probably a bit high there on the central player, and Michael Wakeman will get the free kick as the Bulldogs have a 24-point lead 10 minutes into the second quarter. Michael Wakeman looking for options up the field. There's his delivery wide to the wing. Borkwall. Beautiful mark by Andrew Borkwall. The two Eagles players have collided, and I think one of them's hurt. Here's Borkwall down the flank area. Good take by Vardy. Most impressed with his game today. Unselfishly gives it off to Cotton. Onto his left foot now. He'll pop it up into the goal square. Contest again up there. Ball comes free. Vardy. Excellent second effort from Peter Vardy. And Peter Vardy has kicked his third goal, the elusive half-forward flanker. The Bulldogs 6-3, Eagles 1-3.
Just see him, and the Eagles just aren't manning up tight enough so far in this game. Just leaving players. We're seeing Saywell out on the wing. Far too loose. We're just seeing Vardy. He's kicked his third. We're only looking at the 10-minute mark of the second quarter. I think it was Simpson in that clash down there before. The great mark taken by Borkwall is coming off. A little bit of concussion possibly. Big fella, big ones. Let's come back on. Back in the middle. Central 6-3, 39. Lead the Eagles 1-3-9. Tight, tough work. Schaefer. Should we see this? Gets good work from behind. That was Swert. Round his body, puts it up high. Rogers, one hand, takes a lovely grab. Goes wide, gets the ball moving quicker. Looking for Paves. He really has lowered his colours so far to Saywell. Turns. Could get himself into trouble. Has he got the pace to get around him? He has. Pace. Straightens up. Puts the ball high once again. Looking for Taylor. Taylor again wants to use his body to push the player aside. Quick player. The Eagles player has come on. I think he might have kicked the goal. I think he has. And that brings up the Eagles' second goal. Young Rover and Ben Higgins.
Yes, that transference of play through Andrew Pays was very, very good. And the Eagles now still 4 goals behind, but better signs in the second quarter. A little bit more intensity, and I'd just like to see some closer attention paid to Pays and also Schaefer. Neiman's got to have an effect on that player there.
Back in the middle of the game. Central 6-3, 39. The Eagles 2-3, 15. Umpire Wild puts the ball down for big Neiman. Schaefer. Schaefer again, clearly over the top of Neiman. He's just a couple of centimetres taller. With his reach, he's got enough. He's getting his fingers and his palms to the ball.
He's won just about every centre square
He
task
has so far. He's giving his smaller players an opportunity.
I think David Neiman's got to jump into the body a little bit more there to make more of a contest. Ball goes down. Schaefer again with the tap. Comes to Zilla. And Jason Zilla kicks the ball out here to the half-forward flank. Leading in the race to the ball is Jones, the player that just came on. And the ball forced out of bounds under pressure from the Central District defence by Brian Herrera.
Just wasn't desperate enough, was he, Jones? He just came out and lumbered towards it. He really didn't have any urgency about it. He should have just ran in as hard as he could, took the football and got out of the scene as quickly as possible.
Schaefer again gets the ball down. Here's McGowan with the possession. Swert played well so far off half-forward. That's a high ball. Getting under it Andrew Rogers, he's the best in the business in this competition for mopping up the loose ball. Pops the ball across to Jason Ziller. His delivery forward where Hicks and Taylor have a good tussle for the football. And the ball will be run across the boundary line in the forward pocket for the Eagles. Good contest between Damien Hicks and Andrew Taylor. Ball thrown in. Schaefer and Neiman. Neiman better there with some body strength. Ball comes free. Swirt. Again, a player getting a lot of possession off half-back. Puts it nicely. Just too high for ball. Recovers onto the ball. Knocks it out. Roger Girdham taps the ball free. Here's Christensen. Runs onto it nicely. Is he going to be run down? Yes, great effort by Andrew Borkle, who got up off the ground and chased his opponent down. Green kicks the ball forward. Simpson kicks the ball wide. Here's Wiedemann. What will win the race? The weed or the ball? And the ball beats Wiedemann over the boundary line.
The Eagles realising that they have to make a game of this. They just can't allow Central to kick too many more goals. I'm actually pretty hard ass for that third quarter.
Conway gets the ball down. Be another ball up. Yes, you're exactly right there, Mark. I think for the Eagles to have any chance, they've got to be within about 2 goals at half time. And I know that Bruce Winder wouldn't have been happy with that first quarter. This time we're going to have Conway to do the ruck work. Tap forward by Rogers. Cross to Pearce. Back out the back door to Wiedemann. Poor handball. Puts his player under pressure. Wiedemann on the left foot. Hooks it back toward the centre of the ground. Off hands. McClure. Short handball to Christensen. Here's the running Dillon. Ziller, who's picked up some possession in this quarter, chips it forward. Intercepting is Wakeland. Good judgment of the football there from the defender. Contest on the ground by the players. Good recovery again by Michael Wakeland.
Just kept his feet, didn't he?
Did it beautifully.
He wasn't prepared to go to the ground.
There's Sable again and loose through the centre. Oh, the ball just carried over the head of McGowan. Dillon just gets his boot to the ball. Bit of a panic kick and it comes back to James Sable. Possession number 10 or 11 in this quarter so far to Wakeland. His ball up to Cotton, who's been valuable so far. Cook lends his support. Kicks the ball in, Big Conway in front. Offhand Spear. Couldn't take the footy, but Spear will receive the free kick there. The umpire obviously playing the ball player there. Jason Spear read the ball off hands and has been rewarded with the free kick.
He had eyes for the ball, he had his head over the ball. Unfortunately, Conway just couldn't get down there quickly enough. Gave away the free kick. See Hall. Kicks it wide. Look for Wiedemann, who's been in fantastic form this year. He's been best player a couple of times. I'm still surprised that he hasn't had a call-up for the Crows. We see McClure driving it forward. Once again, plenty of players around the ball. This is Morford. Scraggs one forward. Gets it out wider. Once again, we see Taylor and Hicks, plenty of body on each other. So once again, he tries to kick it in, he scoops it up. What's the umpire going to call? He's going to call the throw. No, he's not. He's going to call the umpire to throw it in the game.
I think that's a good sign, Mark, when your forwards want to keep the ball alive. Sometimes when things aren't going well, you run the ball out of bounds. But Andrew Taylor wanted to keep that contest alive.
Once again, plenty of players around the football, which we've been saying for most of the day. They have been fairly keen and fairly desperate as McClure comes up with it. Shaper's worked back hard. Neiman's there with him. Shaper always prepared to take that front position and even tries to work himself around in front of it. This is Taylor. Tries to knock it on. No real advantage to any side. And once again, the umpire comes in for another ball up.
I think Bruce Winder's made a decision here that he's going to run Neiman with Schaefer around the ground as well, so that a lot of possession that Schaefer's been getting maybe it can be negated by Neiman.
Taylor jumps early. Want to get hold of it. It's a quick snap over the shoulder. Couldn't pick the player up. I think he's kicked their third goal, and he has. I think it's again, Ben Higgins puts his second on for the day. And he brings up the Eagles' third.
And whilst we've seen that the Eagles have just gradually getting themselves back into the game, young Higgins has kicked 2 goals now for them, and you can feel the pressure starting to mount as we have an interchange here. Roger Girdham coming off the ground, and Jimmy Wine, his first game back since breaking the leg in last year's preliminary final, and the Bulldog crowd give him a rousing reception.
Central 6-3-39. They lead the Eagles 3 goals, 3-21. Shaper once again gets an easy possession. Big easy tap out. Only to find Dylan. And the Eagles kicks it, puts it forward. Courageous mark taken by Sam Jones. He is a big fella. Gets it quickly on to Zilla. Zilla again looks for Taylor. Good voice and good courageous mark. Backing back into the pack is Morford. He takes it about 20 metres out on a slight angle.
Well, we've seen two magnificent marks here, one by Jones and one by Morford, but when you have a look at the replay of that, you'll see that Andrew Taylor protected Morford beautifully there and gave him the opportunity to mark the ball.
And the voice, you can see him talking. Just going with plenty of confidence to back in it. Morford, as I said, around about 20 metres out. Slight angle on his left leg. He's been here before, he's kicked these before. Morford brings up his third, and that's the Eagles' fourth.
Well, the Eagles are right back in this. They've kicked the last 3 goals, 2 to Higgins and 1 to Morford. They're only 2 goals behind, and they've lifted their work rate. They're a little bit more competitive in that centre square. Even though they're not winning the taps in the centre square, we've seen players like Dylan and Zilla actually win the ball out of the square. And the Eagles have come back strongly here, like a good side should do.
So Centrals are still 6 goals, 3-39. The Eagles have come back with 4 goals, 3-27. They lead. Centrals lead by 12 points. Shaper, Neiman goes for a double hit, puts it forward. Going to find Wakeman taking it. Wakeman, quick hands over to McGowan. McGowan again, one of the many left footers in the Centrals team. So the umpire's calling it on. This is Totham. Totham driving for. They really are going direct. They're not going any wider as they were early in this game. It's the Eagles team. They are bringing it down the centre corridor. Ball's over the top. Must be a matter of pace. That's Cotton looking for the free kick. Gives the ball back over to Blakewell. Blakewell puts it up forward. The Eagles, once again, they'll defend and kick it forward.
Stevens hits the ball hard. Christensen's done a good job on him all day. Players fall over the footy and the ball will be bounced on the half-forward flank for Central District. Eagles have lifted the intensity. A lot more pressure being applied to the Central District player with the ball. Shaper, he'll contest. Gets a clear tap away again to Green. And a bevy of players over the ball again. Ball forced out wide, but now we have 4 or 5, and I think the umpire will ball up again. It's been a game where there's been a lot of ball ups, then all of a sudden it'll be broken open a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of feeling there as well.
Yeah, Jimmy Wine, doesn't take long for Jimmy to get in there. Cause some things to happen.
Remarkable recovery. Remember, he broke his leg just before the finals last year. It's only been 8 months.
He worked very, very hard to get himself right. Schaefer again, is a lot of taps for Schaefer today. Rogers very aggressive against Wine. Ball dragged in again. 3 bounces we've had, 3 ball ups in a period of about 20 metres play. Centrals, I think Schaefer will try and slack this one wide if he can to give the free running players to run onto the ball. I reckon he'll go for a big hit here, although Neiman's trying to get that front spot and gets the tap out the back. Trying to crash the pack was Cook. Here's Vardy, very impressive today. Gets the ball on the boot, only registers a minor score. And that takes the Bulldogs to 6 goal 4, their first score for a while. Eagles 4 goal 3.
Peter Vardy has been very busy today. He's only a 20-year-old, still young. Got a lot of developing to do. He's kicked 3 goals 1 today.
Long ball in, they set themselves. Neiman from the back. Ball comes off hands. Vardy again in the right spot for a half forward. This kick just floats over the boundary line in the forward pocket for Central District.
We said earlier in the quarter that the Eagles must bounce back, and they have. They've kicked the last couple of goals. Really, they only trail now by 12 points.
Ball thrown in. Conway hits the ball down to Wine. Kicks to the head of the square. Seen a lot of discipline from Central District as there is a free kick paid to Flood. He offers to shake the umpire's hand, and that's
it's the first time I've ever seen that.
Yep.
He's rewarded the umpire for the free kick.
David Flood has obviously thought that umpire Gary Wild has made a very good decision, and
he's put his arms in the air.
And David Flood will line up.
That'll be great footage and be used for years. Then David Flood goes back. kicks the goal.
Kicks his first goal for the Bulldogs. Takes Central District to 7-4. It's a handy one. Lead the Eagles 4-3. And Mark, that's a first for everything, isn't there, in football?
Well, he hasn't had much of a chance at that. He's had plenty of pressure put on him. Picked up by Jason Spear, who's a pretty experienced player. He's been around for many years. Hasn't given him much leeway, and we just saw then just a little bit too much. The umpire thought he just grabbed hold of Flood. Flood goes back and kicks his first goal.
7-4 to Bulldogs, 4-3 to the Eagles, and Schaefer again. How many times have we said that in the call today? Ball comes free. Wiedemann with some strength, forces a passage for himself. Kicks the ball around. Good play there by an Eagles player, and he should have got a free kick for a trip, didn't come his way. Herrera takes possession. Christensen. Had a good duel, Christensen, with Stevens. And the ball to be thrown. It's good to see the central umpire have a bit of sense of humour there before Mark as well. Ball thrown in. Schaefer and Neiman. Neiman this time takes the ball out of the air with some strength. Kicks the ball forward. Taylor props on the footy. Comes free to Jones. Around the corner. No, centred it beautifully to Pays. Good decision by Jones there as he popped the ball to Andrew Pays, and he takes the mark some 50 metres out from goal.
Just good vision as well, just there. Just lifted the eyes. Could have kicked it around the body, put the ball high, with the forward lump decided to go for Pays.
Andrew Pays. Looks like he's dragged this one to the left. Ball punched away by Brian Herrera, out of bounds in the forward pocket. Andrew Pays would have been disappointed with that he couldn't have got the ball at least for a point from the position that he was. Boundary throwing. Right side beside the point post for the Eagles. Picked up by Morford around the body, only as far as Wakeland. He's pulled off the football. Play on's the call. Sable gives the ball off to Swirt. Good vision by Swirt, finds Vardy. No, it's Wakeland. Vardy provides the Shepherd. Wakeland kicks the ball down to where Cook, fighting for front position. Comes out the back. Cook, excellent recovery by Timmy Cook. Takes the ball, looks for a back play handball and finds Ricky McGowan. He doesn't miss with too many. That's fantastic build-up and a great mark by Mark Conway, and he's around 40 metres out from goal.
Conway thank Tim Cook for that one. Tim Cook, who would, I reckon he gave his Eagles players around about a good 5-6 metre leeway. Just put down the foot and just got in front. Then didn't waste the ball. Just lifted his eyes and gave it to Blair in a better position, who put it forward on Conway's chest.
Mark Conway lines up. Not a good approach, and he's missed it to the left-hand side. For a man that kicked 6 goals straight last week, 2 points is a disappointing tally for him so far.
Wait for the ball to come back. The Central supporters don't like giving it back too quickly, especially when their opposition team is kicking out. It's a Jason Spear. Got players wide, he wants to use him. That's Adam Pearce. Decides to go a bit longer, looking for his ruckman and Neiman. Neiman gets hold of the ball. Umpire could have paid the mark, he doesn't. Quick hands, this is Christensen. Puts it up over the top. And Swirt just read a little bit better. It wasn't going to be a long kick. Turns and gives it quick little line. Win. One gives it on quickly. Ball kicked high. Once again, Conway in front. Can't take the mark. Ball comes to the ground. It's put over the boundary line by the Eagles player.
Mark, I feel that probably an area where the Eagles are breaking down is that most of their big men take second position. They don't take first position. That's why the Dogs are doing so well.
An umpire given here. Free kick to Neiman. That time he got in front.
And he got the reward too.
And he got rewarded for it. Neiman goes long, looking for Taylor. Taylor was pushed out. I thought legally, it's not Taylor. Very similar looking to Sam Jones. Sam Jones goes back, drives it. Clash with a couple of Eagles players. Morford gets it up quickly. Christensen steadies himself. Kicks it only, kicks into the player in the mark. Once again, they're back onto it again. That was Morford. Couldn't take it. Butters up again. Plenty of work, and the Central District's player decides to safety the boundary line is the best place to go. Puts it out over.
Just a little bit of pressure applied there from both sides, and the movement of the football hasn't been as clean and precise for Central Districts in this term.
Ball's high. Once again, Neiman. up against Conway. Given a run on the ball. It's Young McClure, puts it high. Taylor from behind, he's used his body. Thought he may have got away with it, but he hasn't. Has to give it back. This is Hicks.
I suppose, Mark, you have to be consistent because that's what happened down here to Brian the Raider, so they've gone the same way again.
Hicks goes wide, out to Cotton. Central's know to play this ground. They've got the runners, they know where to run, how far to run. Good hand by Lee, over the top to Wakeman. Wakeman's run down from the back line, will pop it up high. The sirens, we hear the siren for half time. Central's 7 goals 5, 47. They are leading the Eagles 4 goals 3, 27.
They're on page 10, players' names on page 10 of your footy budget. The Central District represented by the Eggleston Football League. And unfortunately we don't have...
what happens. We've got 5 minutes yet.
Yeah, Jeffrey just wants to check.
Who does? Undo a couple. Who is?
Oh, God, you're a wally.
What did I do this time to it? I don't know these things.
All right.
Bloody a builder.
Hey, by about September, you'll be right. How come I've got to dress you every week, eh?
That's the time.
Hey?
There you are. What are you doing now?
Just fiddling. Yeah.
Same spot?
Our director's very... Yes.
Very what? Good.
What?
Sexual harassment case. Yep. Okay. What stage are they at with their game? Yeah. There it is. Where's this? What's this?
Brush,
What for?
mirror.
Am I out of place, am I? A long drive out here.
No. Oh, I suppose.
How did I get
when
the
you're on
job?
your Push bike, yeah.
Like the Neil Gable's about 2 miles from home.
Girl.
I'm dead if you can hear me.
Western Australian
This
footy.
is... That's not their senior football.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Gee, they look young. That's Subiaco. Not Subiaco. The black and whites over there.
West Perth
Swan.
are the blue
Yes.
and red.
John Todd's on the side.
Porter giving them a hiding down there.
Are they?
11-2 to 3-4. Porter F and...
Sturton Lord's a good game.
yeah, not much in Western South.
Here's Glenelg. Yeah, they're getting hammered. Not much in that one. South are up. Who's this? Is this ABC in Perth? Is this ABC TV in Perth?
Yeah, let's go national.
Going national. Behind me, shuts up.
On the microphone.
Yeah. You can't hear a thing. The best is yet to come. Does he work, Bob Zarella? Has he got a job?
He runs Zarella Farms, supplies Coles with all their carrots and potatoes.
Market gardener.
We have someone who's lost their 96 Bulldogs leadership badge. If you just have a quick look around you, there's 96 leadership badge, Bulldogs leadership badge. If you find it, please bring it to the promotions caravan on the southern side of the grandstand. We also have a dark green men's jacket.
Thank you, Jackie.
Just in front of the grandstand. If you've lost a jacket, you can come to the promotions caravan on the southern side of the grandstand.
No. They're sitting on each other now. Yep. You know you're on standby, don't you? Because we're in the rundown now. And
Just give us some warning. It's on a bloke who's 5'5". I wouldn't call it the mark of the year. I've never seen this before.
Eh?
This is new. I've never seen this before.
For the person who wants the leadership badge, we have the badges being found as a promotion van.
power, need to fight like hell. They need to get some good concessions. At the moment, they're not getting that. I mean, the thing that frustrates me is that Fremantle a couple of years ago were allowed to firstly dictate what they wanted to get. The Adelaide Crows, when they came into the competition, they were allowed to dictate it. Why isn't Port Adelaide allowed to have a say in what they want to do? At the moment, the concessions aren't good enough. I would accept them, and I just hope the hell they fight like it to get better concessions. Well, you don't want to see Port Adelaide enter the competition and end up like a Fitzroy. I mean, that's just not what the idea is about. I mean, Port need to get in there and be competitive. And the only way they are going to be competitive, okay, their juniors are good. I mean, the reserve side is sitting top at the moment. Both junior sides are around the mark as well. I mean, they have got some good juniors coming through, but initially, in the first 12 months to the first 2 years, I mean, they need to have a competitive side just to attract that sponsorship, just to increase their membership. I mean, they need to just, you know, have those sort of concessions that will allow them to be able to do that.
Oval. Start of the third quarter, Bulldogs 7-5, Eagles 4-3. As we started the game, it's Schaefer and Neiman. Neiman got the tap. That's a good sign for the Eagles because they need to start to win in that area. Congestion of players around the football, and the umpire will ball up again. And that's going to be a key to the outcome of this game, whether David Neiman can have some sort of an effect on Schaefer. Gary Wild, the umpire, puts the ball down. Schaefer, that was an even contest. Girdham and Wiedemann, as usual, very competitive on the bottom of the pack. And as we've seen through most of the day, a pack of a dozen or so players around the ball. And the umpire, Gary Wild, will put the ball down for the third time in less than 60 seconds.
There's plenty of spaces out here today, isn't there, Alan? Just look out there. Plenty of movement, as you said. There's plenty of players around the football, but a quick kick out of these sort of packs will allow players to run onto it.
Here's one now. There's some space on the far wing, as Mark said, and Swirk kicks the ball off the ground with McClure. McClure impresses me, very neat little player. They try to force the ball forward. McClure again, well tackled by Stevens. Pressure and close there by Central Districts, and the ball comes free again. Umpires letting the play go. Wiedemann with some strength. Oh, I thought he was a bit unlucky there, just some good physical strength, but umpires are a bit closer than what I am up here, and Stephen Swirk with possession.
Swirk goes down the wing, nice kick. Good strong work coming out there by Hamish Simpson, the Eagles centre half back. Came off midway through the second quarter, a heavy clash on the right front of the member stand. See the ball thrown in again. Neiman this time decides to take the front position. That's McGowan. Zilla. His game is picked up. Good ball over the top. That's once again of Swirk. Swirk goes onto his left leg, puts the ball up high. In the safe hands again of Hamish Simpson. He's got to get moving a bit quicker, this Eagles side. Just go back and just wait for something to happen forward. So the ball kicked out. This is Dillon. No real control with the kick, decides to put it forward. The players running towards it. Once again, Swirk gives it back. It's like Hicks. Puts it forward to Wakeland. Wakeland centres the ball. Finds a Raider. Right at centre half back. He's got Stevens in short. If he wants to use him, doesn't decide to go that way. Heads out towards the boundary. A good grab there taken by Christensen. First quarter he wore his long jumper. Second quarter he took it off. Must have felt the cold a little bit out here at Elizabeth and he's put it back on. Gives it across to Zilla. Been a real good contest between Zilla and Cook today. Both players contributing to both teams. See Lee here's reading the ball a bit better. That's a safe mark, gets it moving quicker. Quick hands over the top. This is Saywell, takes a bounce. With a chance now to centre it. Drags it in, looking for Conway. Conway try using his strength, he's given away a free kick to Stephen Hall.
That's been the difference between the two sides we've seen this afternoon is Central Districts, once they have a mark, seem to be able to run the ball on as they did through Saywell then. Here's the Eagles' defence. Spear, as he's done so several times, brings the ball across the ground to the safe hands of Mark Wiedemann, who's worked very, very hard today. He looks for Pays on that outer wing. Gets his hand to the football, pushes it out, only to be gathered by McGowan. He gathers the ball again for his second possession straight away. Across to the captain, Roger Girdham. Gives the ball forward to Swirt. He's had many possessions. He's run down though. Spear receives the ball. Across again to the Wee. Called his name a lot today as he kicks the ball down. Marked by Hayes.
Looks like Swirt has done a hamstring behind the ground. That last contest he's put his hand up to indicate to the coach's box that he has to come off.
Ball still running free now down to Wakeland. Picks up the ball. Oh, he's tackled heavily. Sockles the ball off the ground. Across to Lee. Over the top. Saywell. Positions the ball on the left-hand side to Green. He meets the ball well. Gets around the corner beautifully. Rogers chases him down. That's beautiful effort from Rogers. That's a real captain's performance there. That's exactly what the Eagles need to get themselves pumped up. Beaten for the football, but then chase his opponent down. Well done, Andrew Rogers. Andrew Taylor, possession, runs along the boundary line and out of bounds. That was inspirational, Mark.
Yeah, good decision by the umpire too. It's a new call. Interesting. Swirt is limping off. He can't even run off. I'm not prepared to carry him. Future years, they've always got the bloke either on a stretcher. Well, two of the trainers have carried him off, and we see Neiman, he's worked towards the front. I think Bruce must have had a bit of a talk to him at half-time. He's worked out if he gets himself in front of these boundary throw-ins and around the ground bounces, he's going to give his team half a chance. But we need a big lift by Neiman. He's going to be a difference. He's got Taylor up forward, looking for him. Kick's going to fall into a spot. Good mark. Taken by Craig Cotter. He used his elbows to push himself away. Gives it out wider. This is Girdham. Puts it out in front of Stevens. Stevens, plenty of pace to run onto it. He'll turn his left side, and he does. Kicks it around his body. I need to find the little fella in Higgins. He goes straight across, looking for Pays. Pays got Wiedemann wider. Puts it out in front. Not a very good kick by Pays. Puts him under a bit of pressure. Wiedemann, what can he do? Gets pushed off the ball pretty easily there by James Saywell. Good work. Saywell finally gets the ball over to Cook. Cook puts it forward. Barty. Very impressive first half of football. Kicked 3 goals, 1. Puts it high. Looking for the big fella in Conway. Looks like Flood. Once again, he puts the ball up in the air just to let his teammates and the crowd know that he's taken yet another mark.
That was a very confident build-up from Central District through the midfield. Again, Cook and Saywell very prominent. They got the ball in quickly to their 2 big forwards, and David Flood took the mark.
Flood goes back 15, 20 metres out, kicks it straight, puts on his second, and brings up Central's 8. They're 8 goals 5, leading the Eagles 4 goals 3.
You always feel with Central District they have more scoring potential up forward. You look at the full forward area for the Eagles and you've got Taylor, but not a lot alongside of him. You go to the Central District end of the ground, you've got Flood and Conway. It's a 2-pronged attack that's worked well today.
So Central's by 26 points here at Elizabeth Oval. Good bounce by the umpire. Schaefer over the top. He gets his hand. This is Cook. Big busy. Good tackle from behind. Quick hands out to Pays. Pays will drive the ball forward, looking for Taylor. Taylor's there. Once again, he wants to use his body every time the ball comes forward. to attack it, just judged his time a little bit better. He does it every time, doesn't he? Taylor just seems to want to outbody his opposition.
I think, Mark, he would be a far more effective player, as you said, if he could get a run at the ball.
Hold his run and then move the right time.
To it,
the space is there. Elizabeth Oval's got nice wide boundaries, good wide pockets. He's got the time to get there. Just gird him over it. Quick ball, then kicked out. Lee just puts enough pressure on just to hold up Benny Higgins, and he does.
Higgins has done pretty well since he came on in the first quarter. He's kicked a couple of goals and been handy around the ball, under a lot of pressure on that occasion. As we see the umpire going to throw the ball up, which is unusual on this good surface out here. Neiman, Schaefer, good hands from Ziller, gets the ball across to Morford. He goes forward. Wakeland very confidently gives it across to Girdham. Back turning is Cotter. Breaking wide is Hicks. Good movement from the Central District defence. Plenty of space to work in here. Delivery to Jared Cotton. He's pushed fair square in the back by Dillon, and you would have expected more from an experienced player than Marty Dillon. He's thrown the ball away, and I reckon there's a 50-metre penalty here.
No, you don't do those sorts of things at this level of football. Bruce Winner's made a change also. He's brought Ziller off, put Colville on. Surprised he's brought Ziller off. He didn't look injured.
I thought Ziller was finding the footy pretty well since quarter time. That's a 50-metre penalty, and Jared Cotton kicks the ball out towards the moving player. Should have been a clean take by Flood, wasn't. Off hands to Colville. Gives it across to Pays. Kicks the ball down the grandstand flank. Great decision there by Wakeland as he attacks the football. Very confident. Well, too high the tackle there. Umpire in a good position. And Ricky McGowan just had his neck and head extended by about 6 inches with that tackle.
Just a play before there, Alan. Ben Higgins just showed a little bit of inexperience, an opportunity really to get down low and take the player out. Decided to try to bump him.
Here's the kick from McGowan. There's Andrew Rogers using his experience to go to the front on Flood. He kicks the ball dangerously across the ground. Marty Christensen's going to have to be very good. He was. He got the free kick. Wiedemann onto the left leg. Kicks to the loping Neiman, who made ground well on the outer side of the ground, Elizabeth Oval. Positions the kick up to Taylor. Again, Hicks in the bodywork situation. Gone for the safety of the line.
What's the umpire going to call here? He still calls as a throw in.
Yep. Well, it was...
he took the ball from 15, 20 metres out. I think he was going for the point post.
Well, I keep saying that the boundary line's the back man's best friend. I think that Hicksy must have been in love with that line, though. He hit it from a long way out.
Ball thrown in. Right at the pocket for the Eagles. This is Colville. And he just come back on. See, there's been some good, said early in the day, some good second and third efforts. Players just getting beaten in the first contest, get up and go again. This is what we expect. I mean, these two sides, we've got the top side playing today, we've got the third side playing. You expect this standard of football from these two teams. Centrals bring it out. Good work, good pick-up. Gives it across to Stevens. Stevens can go wider. Didn't quite get clear with the handball. That's Dillon. Puts Wiedemann under a bit of pressure. Could have been held for holding the ball, but he's not. Ball goes back. Great Cotter. Just allows the ball to go out. Try to keep it in.
It's been an interesting contest across that centre line. We've had Christensen do some good work on Stevens. On the other side of the ground, I think Sales held the sway over Pays.
Ball thrown in again. This time Schaefer gets the front position. Neiman gets the better of the duel. Ball's pushed the Eagles' way. Plenty of players around it. Neiman's in there to apply at Shepherd. Look at the players. And Dillon has come down. Gets called out. That's Ben Higgins. And a couple of options there.
I think the good thing there, Mark, was that McClure hung onto the footy because he wanted to find someone, and I reckon that's a good sign when you're trying to set some plays up. And particularly today with the Eagles, have been a bit scraggy with their skills.
Kick right on the 50 metres. Fair distance for a player of his age. Puts it high. So made the distance. Hasn't quite got there. Comes to the bottom of the pack. Quick soccer from Sam Jones. Has he put it through? I think the umpire has indicated that he has, and Sam Jones brings up the Eagles' 5th goal and his first for the day.
Well, that was an opportunity that was presented because there was some good play, some very good play by McClure in finding Higgins, and Higgins' long delivery, and the Eagles got to get a couple of goals like that, scramble them out of the goal square, and that was an important goal. It's kept them in touch, and I think that Bruce Winder would be pleased with that response.
Back in the middle of the game, the Eagles 5 goals, 3-33. They trail Centrals. They're 8 goals, 5-53. 20-point margin. Schaefer, as he's done all day, he's been too tall. He's jumped too high for Neiman. Ball comes to ground. Wine's in there. Good to see him back. Pressure's given out here. Cotton. Steady. Gives it back to McGowan. McGowan goes wide. Perfectly placed, man. This is Vardy. He's just been too quick. He's read the ball too well today. Surprised Bruce Winner hasn't made a move before this, just to bring someone with a bit more experience back there to handle this class player. Vardy outside the 50, puts it high. Eagles have got some height. We see Dillon, very disciplined, pushes the ball through over the points.
Peter Vardy last week at Adelaide Oval was very impressive against South Adelaide, and to go on today and play well again is important for his consistency, and the more confidence Vardy gets, he may be knocking on the door of a Crows selection later in the year.
Spear on his left leg, puts it out. No real advantage for the Eagles side. Tottenham, he's in there, bottom of the pack again. Central's players decide to get in there, get their hands on it, get the ball out, gives it to Cook. He's inside kicking distance. He goes back with his left leg. He's put it high. I think it's through the middle. It is. Tim Cook puts on his first goal. That's what I mean. It's decisive football. Picked up, straightened up, kicks through, as I said, for his first.
Well, the Bulldogs 9 goals, 6 have a handy break now in the third term. That resulted from a very good handball from Andrew Borkle out of the pack. He found Jared Cotton on his left leg. Cotton finished across the beautiful kick to Cook, and then Cook kicked a very good Rovers goal from about 50 metres out.
Umpire puts it down again. Central's 9-6-60. The Eagles 5 goals, 3-33. The Eagles players have to increase their work rate now. They want to get back into this game. Plenty of body use. This is Dillon. Quick hands out, no advantage. Players are throwing themselves at the football. Good, strong, tough, aggressive work. And again, Girdham, the captain, leading by example. The Central's player is down the middle of the ground, holding his head.
I think it might be Big Schaefer.
It is too.
Yes, Big Schaefer. I think he might have copped one in that pack. And that'll be a bit of a blow because he has dominated the rucks from the start of the game.
Umpire's prepared to go on with it. He bounces the ball, puts it down. Neiman, without Schaefer being there, gets an easy tap out. Eagles players, plenty of numbers in support. Pays is down there, he knocks the ball forward. Morford's there. Quick hands, call as you like. Central players have been here before, they know how to handle this sort of pressure. Gives it out to Cook. Cook around his body, puts it high. Some disciplined work had to be done by the Eagles players. They're lucky to get away with that. Once again, back to Pays. Knock on from Rogers. Good hands across. That was from Simpson. The Eagles players go down the line.
Yeah, good percentage play there from Brian Herrera. Again, when a team starts to threaten you a little bit, you slow the game down, and Herrera just put that out of bounds beautifully. Ball being thrown in, and big Mark Conway moved onto the ball now to cover for Schaefer. Ball hit forward by Morford. Lee robbed of the football by McClure. Immediately tackled by McGowan. Free kick being paid. Ooh, well, that's one that I don't like, and I don't think the crowd up here like us either.
You don't make those sort of decisions, umpire, in front of a very parochial Elizabeth crowd out here.
Exactly right, Mark. Taken by Morford onto the left foot. Ball doesn't go that far. Hicks comes out, meets the footy, leaves it behind. Cotton again, very good in this term, Jared Cotton. Gives the ball over to Cotter. Cotter to Green, to the run of Laird. He puts the ball out beautifully. That's an excellently weighted kick to Jimmy Wine. Jimmy a long way away from goal. Flood makes the first movement. Sends it across to Borkle. Very unobtrusive but effective player for the Bulldogs. Green onto the left side, kicks the ball forward. And good body work there by Schaefer. No, he's given the free kick. Given the free kick to the Eagles defender. And Jason Spear, who's played pretty well on Flood today, delivers the ball wide to the far side to Simpson.
Well, we're a good 150, 200 metres away from that contest, but from up here, it looked like a good use of the body. And unfortunately, Conway has to go just a bit too much of a nudge. See the Eagles play. This is Dillon. A little bit of pressure, couldn't quite get clear with his kick. Well read by Sable. He has given Payes a bath out in this wing today. Kick over the top. That was Stevens. And a bit of pressure. Wiedemann shows a bit of maturity. Relaxes the ball, gives it forward. This is Colville. Opportunity to steady himself. Look down forward. This is Sam Jones. Gets held as he goes up. Bit for this is Briglands. Goes to the socket. Which way will it bounce? We get a leg break. We won't. Just rolls through to bring up his first point. And the Eagles fourth.
We saw at both ends of the grounds where umpires had to make decisions, and I thought it was a bit of a play-on decision
Just
down
let
at the
it go.
Central's end.
Yep, just let it
down
go.
this end, maybe Michael Wakeland did infringe, at the umpire let that one go. You've got to be consistent when you're umpiring.
That's Hicks. The players down here. Conway couldn't take it. Not under a great deal of pressure. The Eagles player sorted out quickly. Not a very good kick there by Dillon. It's a Central's player on the chest. Girdham. Good hands. Across McGowan. McGowan goes back on his left. Puts it out wide. And once again we call this player Peter Vardy. It's from two spots. There's plenty of space up here. Schaefer. 8'10". Puts his frame up. Couldn't take it. Butters up again. He's looking to shepherd somebody. There's no one there to shepherd. Cook, the little fella, comes back on his left leg, kicks it over the top of the shoulders and got through. No, it hasn't. Just across the face and brings up another point on the Central side.
The Bulldogs, that point brings them on to 9-7 versus the Eagles 5-4. Ball brought in, kicked into the pocket, and Simpson or Hall. It's young Hall with the ball in that back pocket, undecided where to go. Not a lot of options up there. Decides to kick the ball long, straight down the ground, has kicked it straight to James Sale. Close to the best player on the ground. Sale off one leg, a little bit unbalanced, consequently the kick wasn't too good. Eagles player goes to the ground, and Dillon forces the ball up on the half-forward line for Central District.
The players look tired. I mean, we've only been playing just about to start the time-on period in this third quarter. But some of these players do look tired.
Maybe the surface, Mark, is a little bit heavier than we thought with a little bit of rain out during the week. Here's Neiman, smashes the ball down to the boundary line here, and Laird will see the ball across on the half-forward flank for Central District. Bulldogs, 9-7, 5-4. Handy break. Eagles must kick 2 or 3 goals between now and the three-quarter break. Ball comes down. Good handball out wide. Payes getting a few possessions as well, but not as effective as what Sable is. Ball comes free. Colville recovers to the footy. Could have been gone holding the ball under the new rule. Not Payes. Payes kicks the ball forward as the Central District crowd vent their anger on the umpires here at Elizabeth Oval. Laird slips over, testimony to the soft ground. Payes again, third possession in 60 seconds. High ball up. Read off hands beautifully by Taylor. And unfortunately, it was a Tim May off break and he's missed the right-hand post.
They've got a bit of height up there at the moment, Alan. They've got Sam Jones, they've got Taylor, they've got Briglands. They've got a bit of height up there. They've just got to get the ball moving a bit quicker through their middle and just get up the forward line a bit quicker to give these players a one-on-one contest.
Exactly so. And here we go. Scott Lee bringing in the ball. Kicks the ball wide. Jared Cotton, he's had a big third quarter as well. A lot of possession. Kicks the ball forward to Rick McGowan. I think that maybe Cotton has gone onto the wing to replace Stevens. McGowan kicks the ball wide. Always a beautiful disposer of the football, and he finds Michael Wakeland, who's made wonderful position. Wakeland kicks the ball forward. Off hands, well read by the Eagles, Ben Higgins. Done quite well since he's been on. There's his kick into some open space into the forward line. First player there, Scott Lee. Gets around his opponent with consummate ease. Puts the ball out to Cotter. He goes for a bounce. Decides to deliver forward. It's a beautiful kick. And working to the front, as he's done all day, that unobtrusive but very effective centre-half forward, Andrew Borkwell.
It's the first time I've seen this side this year, but I'm very impressed with that Borkwell. As you said, he plays in front and really does have a good go at that football.
Sticks to the team plan very well, does Borkwell. Ball dragged in again there by Peter Vardy. And I think of a change that we didn't see before. Stevens came off, and here we have another change with Ray coming on for Conway. But I think Jared Cotton's gone to the far wing in place of Stevens, and that's why he's getting so much of the ball on the outer side. Big Schaefer back in ruck. Hits the ball towards the forward setup. Good handball again from Balkall. Jimmy Wine lining up for goal. Gets to the goal square. And number 20, Hamish Simpson, punches the ball over for another point for the Bulldogs.
Good spoil, wasn't over the top. He just committed himself, committed his body. Jumped high, jumped strong, and just punched that ball through for the safety of a point.
9 goals, 8. The Doggies leading the Eagles 5-5. Young Higgins again, off hands. Schaefer claims him. Bit of a mismatch for size there, 6'9" versus 5'7", and young Higgins did a pretty good job there.
Yeah, good work by Schaefer. He wouldn't let that little fella run away from him. He got down, bent down, picked him up, and just made sure he didn't get away.
Schaefer and Neiman. Schaefer again, ball pushed forward. Running onto the football's the captain, leaves it behind Roger Girdham. Cops a head-high tackle right in front of the umpire, and Roger Girdham received this free kick about 45 metres out, virtually directly in front.
Stuart Totham wasn't happy. He thought he was going for the football, but unfortunately, Stuart, if you're going for the football and you happen to hit a player in the head, any part of your body, it's still given as an infringement.
Roger Girdham lines up for his first goal. He's a very good kick at goal. That's an excellent goal by Roger Girdham. Central District 10-8, leading the Eagles 5-5 as we enter time on in the third quarter.
Really is an important stage in this game. They're leading just over five goals. It's 33 points. May just be enough. But gee, they really have. I mean, both sides really had a good go today. But as I said before, I mean, they do look tired, but they really are. Both sides are just working just as hard as they possibly can.
Back again as the Bulldogs 10-8 to 5-5. It's a very handy break now, and I think the game might be slipping away from the Eagles. Neiman and Schaefer. Schaefer favoured by the bounce. Smashes it some 15 metres towards centre half forward. Onto the ball was Dillon. Kicks the ball. Led with the contest from behind. Lee gathers the crumbs. Here go the Doggies again, as they've done so much through the midfield today. Cook, fine player, along with Sale and Schaefer, clearly up with Central District's best. Cotton coming to his own in the third quarter since taking over that wing position. This player, very impressive, is Simpson. Stood tall, that lad, and has played very, very well. Cross to Pays and Sale. Sale again, another possession. Finds the unattended Rick McGowan. Poor delivery that time from Rick McGowan. And Gavin Colville takes possession, gives off to Simpson. Pays getting a lot more possession in the third term. That's a better finish as he puts it down there. Taylor under the football. Not a good effort from Taylor in that regard. Mopped up by Brian Hereda. Been steady all day. Scott Lee, there's a beautiful penetrating kick. And that's the difference between the two sides. Down the centre of the ground and hit him on the test. Scoreboard, three-quarter time at Central District, 10-8. Commanding lead over the Eagles, 5-5.
We'll just ask them to check the jersey around the team huddles, and we'll refrain from kicking footballs here in team huddles. Thank you. We have a special from the canteen, Hyde and Murphy. 2 for $2, or 1 for $1.60. 2 for $2, or 1 for $1.60. Easy, quickly. There's not many left, so 2 for $2. Murphy on the canteen.
There you go. Just above the second button. No.
You do have trouble
Don't you? I hate those things. Them are the old hand mics. At least we're not wearing those silly cans on your head.
Oh,
Like remember last year?
Yeah.
Like idiot. Like Mickey Mouse ears.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
Can we have a picture?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I read mine.
Is that all he's played? 36 games. Hunt Simons, that's all he's played, 36 games. Skip that.
Coming back. What do you think of Hill?
I saw him twice this year.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't reckon he's as good as Stevens. He's played well, hasn't he? I'm impressed with him. Stay well.
No, it's been alright. It's a bit windy in the place,
The three children's raffle, first prize, the BMX bike, goes to Chris Moore on Broader East. Chris Moore on Broader East with the BMX bike. The second prize for Purple Radio goes to Lisa Purdy. Lisa Purdy on
That's it? Yeah. No, coming. Good. Don't like us down there today, do they?
Final serve for Melbourne. Took tray 18-11, throws 11-13. The Adelaide Street raffle, first prize today, first prize is $1 golf balls, goes to Tony Clark of Harrington West. Second prize, a $50 voucher, goes to Kirsty Gable of Elizabeth Grove. Those people who bring something to the room, we can measure with your prizes.
Here we go again. commencement of the last quarter. The Bulldogs by 33 points at Elizabeth Oval. What can the Eagles do to get themselves back into this game, which has been dominated by the ruck setup from the Central District side? Schaefer's been very good, Cook's been very good. And for the game to change, we need David Neiman to have a big effect in the ruck in this term to provide the smaller players with a bit of run. Here it is, bounce down again. Neiman and Schaefer at it all day, and the honours with Schaefer at the stage. That ball slapped forward by Laird. Out the back, it's Green. Soccers off the ground. Running onto the ball is Borkle, been very good at centre half forward. Handball misses its target this time. Back into it goes Ricky McGowan. And as we've seen a lot of times today, 8 or 10 players around the footy forcing another ball up. Good crowd here at Elizabeth, excellent conditions. Crowd 3,530, very good crowd here for local footy as Timmy Cook gives up a handball. Well, the umpire must have called that one as a throw. And Scott Morford on his left leg kicks the ball out to Dillon. Long handball. Wiedemann, what we need here is a good penetrating sort of a kick. He looks to the full forward, the carry too much, and Damien Hicks mops up at the back for the Bulldogs. Scotty Lee swings the ball out wide to James Sale. Has won the clash with Pays on his wing all day. Beautiful disposal of Jimmy Wine. First game back from injury, and he broke his leg in the preliminary final. Flood meets the ball confidently. Good hands across to the running Borkle. He's inside 50. Can he kick the Bulldogs' first goal in the last quarter? Yes, he can. And the Bulldogs, through Andrew Borkle's second goal, go to 11 goals 8 to 5 goal 5 by the Eagles.
Gee, I've been impressed with this young lad. He really has come out. He's 24, he's not that young. He's been around for a while, but Andrew Borkle, he really has played a good game today. We saw him early in that quarter, just commit his body, put his head over it, but just then, just steady. Went back and kicked a lovely goal.
Central District, 11 goal 8, commanding lead, 5-5 to the Eagles. They've got to do something very quickly, the Eagles, otherwise the game will be gone for them. I reiterate again, Neiman must lift. Gets his hand to that one, comes down, good second effort by Neiman. Third effort by Neiman, sees the ball come forward on the left foot kick. But the Central District defence, beautifully done by Damien Hicks, had followed up beautifully with a Shepherd. Here they come, the Doggies, they've got a sniff of it now. Roger Girdham kicks the ball across, misses the target. Wiedemann bombs the ball forward. McClure underneath it, takes on the second effort. Lifts the eyes, has a look, but I can only find Roy Laird steady as a rock at centre half back.
Laird, you see that centre half back goes wide, got enough runners out here. This is Cook. Cook got a paddock in front, he takes one bounce and go again if he wants to. Looks for a play, Lou, looks like Floody comes out, will take the ball out in front of his eyes, and he does, and he goes back. This time he doesn't show the crowd or the opposition that he's taken the mark. Goes back. 45-degree angle and about 45 metres out he'll kick from.
And that's been the difference between the two sides, Mark. The delivery for then to David Flood was absolute precision.
It also pays Alan the quality of David Flood up forward. Just knows when to time his lead, and he goes back. His kick. That's David Flood's third goal. He brings up Central District's 12th.
Well, I've seen Central Districts in the last 2 weeks. They were very impressive against South. Stepping up to probably a team a little bit better equipped to handle them, and the Eagles, they've been even more impressive today. They've kept at it all day. They've never given the Eagles any opportunity, and they've snuffed out the Eagles. And 12 goals 8, the Doggies, a long way in front of the Eagles on 5 goal 5.
Back in the middle, umpire puts it down. Schaefer, who's been all over the top today, once again gets his hands to the ball. No advantage for that side, as the Eagles boys have just realised that they've got to start roving to Schaefer. This is Morford. Tackled brilliantly, couldn't get the quibble, gives it back to Taylor this time. Morford in the second effort. Taylor didn't throw it in his boot quickly enough. Once again we see the Central side bring the ball out. No advantage for his teammates. This is Christensen. What can he do? He'll just slam it on his boot, push it forward, hoping someone's there. Couldn't, and there's Craig Cotter. Craig Cotter puts it on. Jason Ray. Up high, Schaefer, Neiman, Cook. Cook slips a handball out to Ricky McGowan. McGowan puts it out in front of Jimmy Wine. First game back. Good 8 months holiday he had. Flicks it out in front of Flood. Flood couldn't quite get to it. Ball gets knocked out. Rogers, captain for this Eagles side. Still believes his side is still in it. Flood had his opportunity to get rid of it. What did the umpire call? He calls the right decision, holding the ball. David Flood, you had your chance.
Well called, Mark Naylor. Handball off from Rogers to Higgins. Under pressure on the kick. Central's forced on the other error. Jimmy Wine starting to find some possession now, and Jimmy Wine kicks it to Ray. The longer the game's gone on, the better Jimmy Wine's got. Young Jason Ray with possession 30 metres out. Centrals have shown a lot of confidence in this young man. He's played in some defence, he's played up forward. Has that little touch of magic about him, but consistency is the key at this level as Jason Ray lines up from 35 metres out on the left leg. Sets it up high. Cheer squad behind the goal. They like it. Another goal for the Doggies. 13 goals, 8. Well in command of this game. The Eagles 5-5 as Jason Ray posts his first goal.
Young Jason Ray, number 20 for the Central District side. He's only 18. Started on the bench today. He kicks his first goal, but once again we said we've got some quality forwards, and Jason Ray just timed his run beautifully. Good kick there by Jimmy Wine. Just knew how to place it out in front and gave him every opportunity to take it. Centrals extend their lead. They're now 13 goals, 886. The Eagles 5 goals, 535.
Schaefer and Neiman shape up again, as they've done all day. Schaefer clearly in front. Here's a good bounce. This is a good contest. Schaefer with a hit out the tap. Hit out the back there. Here the ball comes free. Look, they left it behind there. And again, Christensen gives a handball. Free kick paid to Jared Cotton. Manhandled by the Eagles player. And Cotton, who's had a very good third quarter, continues his form into the last with the ball across the centre half forward. Making position Schaefer. He's emerging as one of the better players on the ground, Schaefer.
He's been a good pickup for the Central District side. I mean, the start of the season, they lost a couple of taller players. Quite fortunate enough to be able to pick up a player of the quality and the class of Robert Schaefer. He's fitted nicely with the Central District side.
Here's his long kick to the full forward area. Big contest again there. Eagles player off hands has come out the back. Peter Vardy with a quick kick. Registers 1 point. Taking the Bulldogs on to 13 goals, 9. The Eagles 5 goals, 5.
Peter Vardy last week kicked these 3 goals. This week he spun up again, he's kicked another 3 goals.
Good half-forward performance from Peter Vardy. Spear, long ball out to Rogers, one of the better Eagles players. Good contest there by the Bulldogs, brings the ball to the ground. Gurdon with a great tackle on Weedham. What a clash there between two of the characters of South Australian football. Green, good hands to get the ball free to Cotter, but under pressure, the ball has been kicked out of bounds on the full. No, free kick paid to Roger Gurdon. Umpires paid that down the ground. Roger Gurdon. He kicks the ball across the ground. Contest, the ball punched forward. Left behind by Pearce. That was poor football. Well, the crowd's a bit excited about the umpiring today. It hasn't affected the result of the game, but some of the decisions have been confusing. As Andrew Rogers brings the ball wide. Over the back with Saywell. Ball comes back to Pays. Hasn't stopped trying for his side. Dillon, experienced Dillon across to Pearce. Pearce kicks out to Morfitt. Plays the ball in front. Laird wears him close. He'll look for the safety of the boundary line and finds it.
Made it very difficult then for Morfitt. Had the time to be able to put it out in front of him, just at disposal. You can just sense the Eagles players are under a fair bit of pressure. The Centrals team in the last quarter really have picked up their game. They thought they were playing good footy in the first 3 quarters. They've increased the standard of game, the standard of football.
Jimmy Wind off hands, brings the ball to centre half forward. Rogers, probably the best player from the Eagles. Is there a run out of the half back line? Wiedemann let his game down with poor disposal today, in my opinion. There is Pays, brilliantly tackled by Saywell. He's been a problem for them all day, Saywell on his wing. In numbers, they try to push the ball forward. Brian Herrera, ever reliable. Across the green, he's got a paddock in which to work in. He bounces the ball once, lifts the eyes, kicks the ball for Flood. One hand up and paid the free kick.
Umpire, you were sucked in for that one. Flood had his hand back on the Eagles player. There was nothing in that. If anything, it should have gone the other way.
Well, maybe the umpire was Gary Wild, who Flood shook his hand earlier in the day for one of his great decisions. Ball high to the goal square. Jimmy Wynn, this is going to be a Rovers goal.
He's coming back from the middle of the goal square, the umpire. What's he going to indicate? He's gone for a goal!
Well, Jimmy's come back, kicked his first goal. Great to see Jimmy come back in that regard. A fine Rovers goal, and we know he's worked so hard to get himself back into the senior side.
Yeah, that would make him very happy. Put a smile on his face, and I'm sure Stevie Wright as well will be sitting down in the coach's box, or up in the coach's box, feeling pretty pleased that he's one of his better charges has come back from a very serious injury. He's put in a pretty good performance since he's been on. He's been very busy. He's been in and out of the pack. Good performance. Central's 14 goals, 93. The Eagles 5 goals, 35.
Central's 4 unanswered goals in this last quarter. The Eagles don't look like they've got the firepower to put any pressure on the Dogs. Young Higgins tackled high. No, umpire says I'll have the footy and ball today.
So far in this last quarter, every 50-50 contest, Central players have come out on top. You've seen them just before. I mean, towards that last goal, I mean, they just hustled and bustled and gained tackle just to make sure no Eagles player would get clear.
Ball comes free here to Hicks. He's mopped up pretty well today. That's a beautifully weighted kick to Jared Cotton. He runs onto the football nicely. Signals further down the ground. Oops, he's been zoned out here by the man on the mark. Umpire says play on. He's still good enough to get out of it. Poor delivery though. Here's the weed again. A lot of possession. Pushed off the football. Good hands by Colville to Tottenham. Back to the weed. There's better disposal. Christensen's been a steady player all day. Kicks the ball high. Off hands McClure. He has been a good player for the Eagles. Hit forward by Hicks. Umpire pays the free kick here to Scott Lee. No, he's reversing a decision. Schaefer interfered with young Higgins, and the umpire's reversed the decision. Plenty of excitement in the crowd about the umpiring decisions as Higgins unselfishly centres the ball to McClure. James McClure, a good pickup from Geelong. He's been a good player so far this year, and Bruce Winder would be happy with his form. He's 50 metres out, probably too far for the little fella. He runs in, punches the ball hard up to the full forward area. Off hands again. Laird has a bounce in the back pocket. Looks down the ground, sees plenty of space. Kicks the ball out. Jimmy Wine runs onto it nicely. Sees the ball across the boundary line on the outer side at the big Elizabeth Oval with the Doggies well in command. 14-9 plays 5 goal 5.
See Jimmy Wine there. He's been, as we said, he's been out for 8 months. Gee, he still looks fit. He was best in the reserves last week, and he was 14 votes last year in the Magarey Medal. I mean, he's a player that Stephen Wright needs out on the field. Bring it down, the Eagles. Out to Page. He's got a paddock. Page has been all right today. He's been out there by himself, but get him in the 50-50 contest. Sable really has the better of the better of the game. Quick hands. What's a game? The Central side in this last quarter worked so hard this back line. Colville looking for support. None giving. This is Tottenham over it. What's he going to do? He's just prepared to sit on the football. And as you can see there, there's 3 or 4 Central's players around the pack. Again, they just don't want this ball to be given to any Eagles.
They have worked in numbers, Mark, today, and that was, as you called it, was a classic example. 4 or 5 Central District players around the footy, 1 or 2 Eagles.
Ball down again. It's a big fella, Neiman. He's been on the ball all day, hasn't had a rest. This is out to Morford, outside of 50. He kicks around his body. And he can fall in the safe hands of Michael Wakeman. Wakeman looks to play on, puts it out wider. This is Cotton. Christensen. Again, will the ball be put out? It will. Christensen gets up, looks for the umpire, looks for the free kick. None given.
Michael Wakeman and Damien Hicks have been excellent on that last line of defence, along with Scotty Lee. They just seem to mop up all the loose footies, provide the contest when they need, and they've been a very good part of the Central District defence.
It's not enough today. The most experienced players, if you go through this Eagles side, I mean, Morford's down there around the contest at the moment. He hasn't given enough. Taylor hasn't given enough up forward. They really are missing a couple of players. I mean, they haven't got Filippo out there. Ugrinic's out. Kluzak's out. The big fella in Bailey, Doug Bailey, he's out also. So they have got a few players out at the moment, the Eagles. Might have opportunity here as we see a ball knocked back beautifully over the top. Dillon has come in from about less than 15 metres out on an angle, but he's kicked it to the right-hand side of the goalpost. Brings up his first point. The Eagles 6, and they still trail 5 goals, 6-36. The Centrals, commanding position, they're 14 goals, 9-93.
Wasn't a lot of confidence in that kick by Dylan, and that's been typical of the side.
What do you expect?
But
Not
it's typical
used to being that close to goals.
It's typical of the side, Mark, that is down in confidence, and when you're down in confidence, you're down in skill. Conversely, Central District are very confident, therefore very skillful. And as we see, Borkle hit the ball very high there. Girdham, very good reflex handball off the deck. Here's Green, made the most of his opportunities today, looking for a way through the pack. Back onto the right leg. Kicks the ball well out in front is Flood. Second chance, gathers. Turns onto the left leg. Puts it out wide. Jimmy Wine has taken a mark. Play on, says the umpire.
Listen to the crowd now. They love Jimmy out here.
And it was mopped up by Cook then, and his delivery forward to Jason Ray was lace out. And beautiful disposal skills by Jimmy Cook.
Jason Ray's already kicked one this quarter. A little while ago, said a young 18-year-old. Come up through the juniors, Alan?
Yes, come up, local lad, played 19s last year. And he's going to be kicking from around 40 metres out. Should make the distance all right. He punches the ball forward. That's a goal again, and Jason Ray has kicked his second goal since coming onto the ground. And Central District, 15-9, are absolutely tearing apart the Eagles, 5 goals, 6.
I know you've seen the Central District side a couple of times this year, Alan, but it's my first opportunity, and I have been impressed. I mean, the Central side are very disciplined. They really have got a good blend, I mean, good balance. But the thing that I like about their style of play is they're so decisive. So decisive whether they're going forward or whether they're in a pack situation, 50-50 contest. They just know that they've got the support around them. They give the first option, the first thought. It's always there.
And that makes the game flow. The Bulldogs 15-9 to 5-6. Since half-time, the Doggies have added 8-1. The Eagles are disappointing 1 goal free. Ball comes down to Schaefer. He's been a fine player all day. Ball given out quickly by Eagles. Schaefer again mops up. Jimmy Wine getting possessions now quite regularly in this last quarter. Here's Rogers. Ever reliable, ever consistent Andrew Rogers. Lifts the eyes, looks into the centre of the ground. Looking for Neiman. And Neiman takes a strong mark. Pushes Sable to one side. Kicks the ball up. Here's a one-on-one contest. Taylor and Hicks. Hicks has won the battle there all day. Free floating ball, and here's Central's Harada. Scotty Lee. Plenty of run in the Bulldogs yet. Delivery forward by Lee, and this time it's Spear. Backed himself in. Took the front position off the Flood. Play on, calls the umpire. Oops. His little toe poke out wide went about 2 metres to Stuart Totham. And Totham's delivery has found Simpson on the far side of the ground.
I wonder if they practice that at training. Those little sideway kicks off the inside of your boot.
It was a little chip and took a bit of skill, I suppose, in the end.
This is Colville, right out in the wing, in front of the West End sign there. Comes around his mark, the umpire must call play on. He does this time. Decides to go for the handball. Over the top to Ben Higgins. Ben Higgins puts it high. But they really haven't got marking strength down there. They've just got to run it through there. See Central's again, mop it up. Haven't got a clear contest yet. Just got to knock it forward. Play it forward, and Craig Cotty eventually ends up with it. Puts it high. Rogers should take this. Couldn't quite get his hands around the football. Butters up again. Shows his experience. Puts it high. This is Morford. Pays. Quick kick forward. As we call it again, Michael Wakeman had a very impressive this player as well today. Hasn't made too many mistakes. Puts it wide. Looking for win. Ryan puts it up. Looking for Schaefer. Has made him cover some ground today, the big fella. Definitely deserve a beer after the game. Centrals have got the numbers, got the runners. Here is Wine once again. Takes a bounce. Sticks it out forward. Lovely kick. Puts it high. This is Jason Ray. Already kicked 2 goals this quarter. Plenty of space. There's a player out in the middle of the ground by himself. Looks like Scott Stevens. No, it's not. It's Laird. Laird turns, kicks on his left leg, puts it through, and brings up Central's 6-goal match. Brucey Laird has his first goal. Good football, Centrals.
That's typical of how they played today. Their ability as a side to use the player in the correct position, whether it's a handball or a kick, I believe, is second to none in the competition at the moment. And Jason Ray's skill then to take the mark, turn onto one leg and just absolutely pinpoint the pass to Roy Laird. That was a highlight of today's game so far.
Central 16 goals, 9, 105. Really are doing it easy over the Eagles. They're only 5 goals, 636. Again, the big fellas are up in the middle. They've given their all for both clubs. Take nothing away from Neiman's game or Schaefer's game. They really had a good contest. Neither player really coming out top. Ball forward, this is Vardy. He has been inspirational today. Puts it high, Gurdon's out there. Also Rogers. Hasn't let much go past his last quarter. The ball's come near, he's given a real good contest. Puts it back, it's a spear. Out wide. Finds McClure. McClure gets back quickly, looks forward. Decides to go in short to Wiedemann. Wiedemann will turn on his left leg. You can hear the crowd in the back game. They might not like the bloke, but you've got to respect him. He's rough and ready. The Eagles going nowhere with this. Rogers handballs to his ruckman. Really a mortal sin. Anybody over 6'5". It's it forward. See Lee again. We can hear the applause. But David Flood comes off. The big fella Mark Conway comes back on.
Here's Wiedemann again. A lot of possession for Wiedemann today. Ball comes wide. Cotter's in the best position. Out-bodied young McClure then. He's taken the ball well. Timmy Cook, high up in Central District's best players. Tradesman-like performance. Jimmy Wines made space again. And Jimmy's getting better and better every minute of the game as it goes on. Again, working into space is Peter Green. I don't think the ball's made the distance. Yes, the umpire has paid that one.
Wouldn't mind seeing that on replay.
Yes, he's paid that one. And Peter Green. There have to be some...
He hit the ground, bounced over his head. Lucky he had his body there.
There's his kick from 50 metres. A lot of discipline. Centre the ball up. They hit the contest. Comes to Schaefer. He misses. Should have finished with that one there.
Another player coming off. Stevie Wright's deciding to rest his captain, Roger Gurdon. See, Scotty Stevens comes back on. He's right in the fray of things as well. Christensen goes down the line, puts the ball up high. Big fellow in Jones. Back on to Christensen. He'll straighten his body. Looks for Taylor. Taylor's moved out forward, but a courageous mark taken by Damien Hicks. He's had the better of that duel today, hasn't he, Alan?
Yeah, Hicks has been very good back there. Very steady. They've mopped up very well. Here's Ray. Played well since he's come on. Scott Stevens back onto the ground for a run. Just kicks the ball forward. Very poor disposal from Scotty. He'd be disappointed with that. Andrew Rogers, clearly in my mind the best player for the Eagles. He just doesn't know how to play a bad game of football. Looks short. Dillon makes position. All the sting's gone out of the footy match now as it comes across to Neiman. He puts the ball, nicely weighted kick, and they gave Taylor a chance to run onto the footy then.
Why handball for Alan? Why handball to a player who's going to run into 3 centres? Why put oneself under pressure like that?
That's the difference to the two sides. Here's the setup of the Central side with beautiful skills by Wine. Cook missed that one. Bit lucky to get that. You know, Timmy Cook, unusual for him. I reckon he took his eyes off the footy there at the most crucial time. But
the thing that frustrates me also is undisciplined, maybe not undisciplined, but not having the vision, Andrew Taylor, but then the coaching staff's prepared to accept him. I mean, they don't send a runner out to let him know.
And there we saw a beautiful delivery by Tim Cook to Andrew Borkle. His performance should not be underrated today either at centre half forward for Central District.
Socks down, jumper half out. He has been good. Look at that lovely weighted kick. Schaefer in front again. Tollop gets it over to Wiedemann. Wiedemann wants to get him moving quickly. He has covered some ground today, Wiedemann. He's been everywhere. Forwards, backs, across the centre. He hasn't let his side down. Pays. Said earlier, is that his colours lowered? We'll say what's gone out of a bit in this last quarter. We haven't seen much of the footy out that side of the ground. Christensen busts his way through the pack. Give out quick hands here. Over to Wiedemann again, as we call him. Over to Neiman. He's playing the ruck role and the Rovers role at the moment. Puts it forward, but once again, we see could have been caught in the back. Walking straight over the top of young Roy Laird. And Roy Laird gets up and shakes his head. What more he's had to do? He propped, set on the football. Morton came over from the top, and he should have been given a free kick.
Mark, I think Bruce Winter would be very disappointed with this performance today. They really haven't produced what we would have thought of. And their discipline as a side has been a bit disappointing. A lot of room given to Central District players, a lot of easy free kicks given away.
Well, they've won their last 12 games at home. This will make it 13. They've already won 5 games on the trot. This will make it 6. They really are in good form at the moment. Plus they've got players still to come back into the side. Barty puts it forward. Schaefer giving a bit of a rest now in this last quarter. Really, the sting has gone out of it. We're well into time on, not well into, we've been a good 4 or 5 minutes into the time on period. Schaefer reckons he can kick this. He's standing in the muddy, the muddiest part of the ground at the moment.
He's kicking from 50. And we'll just see what Schaefer does here. I don't think he can kick a goal. It would be an excellent kick. Comes in. Now he's going to pull that across to the left-hand side. Final scores here at Elizabeth Oval. 16-10 the Bulldogs. Eagles 5-6. That's a margin of 70 points for the Bulldogs. Comprehensive winners here at Elizabeth Oval.
Did you say there was 70-point margin?
Yeah, but he called scores as well. No, he didn't have the time. I was going to jump in, but...
Okay, into comms. Into host position.
Yeah. What am I doing? Who am I talking to?
Okay, they're going to talk. You're going to talk about AFL with Triggy, okay?
When? Now?
Soon.
Is their game finished too, is it?
Sorry?
Is their game finished? Hey, Mum.
How long before you finish?
I'll be half an hour, mate. I'll see you in there. How do I get in? Just side the book.
There's a guy at the table, tell him that you're my guest.
All right.
I'll make certain.
Righto. What are we up to?
This is all out of pop compared to, I mean, the last one was just a joke, but supposedly it's going to run like that. Yeah, there's one going. If it does, it'll run like that.
Is he doing this interview live or?
It depends what the timing is. And they'll record it down there. We got plenty of time by the looks like.
All right.
And you're jumping in there at 44A. Triggy will come to you about the AFL.
All right. What's happened? Did Adelaide get beaten today? Do you know?
Adelaide
Did you find out? Adelaide Crows.
Crows? Where were they playing?
In Melbourne, Footscray.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
I'll bet that's why my shit of a husband hasn't come home. He's been in Melbourne all week and says,
Has he?
"Oh yeah, I've got to do a seminar on Saturday." Wow.
How do we find out? I'm listening to that. I'm listening to Glenelg Oval. I'm getting chest pains too. What's that a sign of?
Don't give the score. I don't know. Did you hear Des?
Don't give the score.
Don't give the score.
All right. I didn't hear Des. Yeah, can you turn up? Yep. Yep. Can hear you, Des. tune and watch the... All right, hang on. Okay.
Done.
Who?
Osprey won by 7 goals.
Oh, you're kidding.
How's that? Oh dear.
I don't know. Do not believe it. We'll just turn the heaters up. Chest bones.
Are we right there? Yep, we're right now. Give us a bit of room behind, fellas. Give us a bit of room behind.
Whenever.
Go, you dogs.
Go, you dogs, mate!
Just give us a bit of room behind. Just make sure the needles are coming up with you. When you're ready. When you're ready, mate.
Well, the Bulldogs have had a comprehensive 70-point victory here against the Eagles. Step.
Ready, mate.
Well, the Bulldogs have had a comprehensive 70-point victory here against the...
Goals 8,
long way to Elizabeth. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to Elizabeth, the sweetest place I know.
I forgot to throw the trigger again.
Hi?
I forgot to throw the trigger.
Okay.
I forgot to throw the trigger.
Did you? Ah, they'll cut you off.
You didn't forget Alan, I didn't tell you.
Didn't tell you.
Well, I didn't know I was doing that until that little bit of paper comes from it.
He does them, okay. Got one a year, doesn't he?
Yes, he is. You can go to the little boys' room if you want. Don't.
Ready, mate.
Well, the Bulldogs have had a comprehensive 70-point victory here against the Eagles. Stephen, it's only May, the end of May, and finals are played later on in the year, but their form at the moment is excellent.
Yeah, we've gone along very nicely from the first defeat, and we've really hit our straps and had some good wins along the way.
Just from watching, I think the improvement is across the centre line. The wingmen and Sale and Stevens have been in good form, a very solid defence, and people up forward and Flood and Conway to hit the ball to.
Well, I think you've hit it right there with our centre line, particularly Jim Saywell. He's had a superb year so far, and he's got some pace, and Steve-O and Rick McGowan have done well, so that's made it, you know, the back line job easier, and they've delivered it well to the forward lines.
The other player that's impressed me greatly, and I called him through the call today, as unobtrusive but very effective, is Andrew Borkwell. His consistency at centre half forward must be most pleasing.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise packet. Not many people would know much about him, but he's really given us a focal point, and he's a very good contester, and that's made a big difference for sure.
Most consistent team in the competition at the moment with 6 straight victories. The contest coming up, they're going to challenge you, obviously, Port Adelaide, and your next game, Nord at the Parade, a very important match.
Yeah, we've had a good draw for the home games and football park games, so we've got some away games coming up now, and that will be a big test, and we're looking forward to it.
I think from supporters' point of view, we're waiting for that grand final, and I think that the way that things are shaping up, it's going to be another opportunity this year. I know it's early days, but the team's playing with so much discipline.
Well, that's a key, isn't it? Discipline, and we're doing the right things now, and they'll hopefully hold us in good stead and put us in a top 3 position come the end of the year, hopefully top spot.
Thanks very much for your time, Stephen.
No problem, Stuart.
Take it over, Simon. I've been out here for a while. They're really expensive. Remember the trees that they're magnificent down at them.
Actually, if you could fill it up and fit 10,000 people, it's a great atmosphere. Actually, the Central's played Port out here, I reckon it's the middle of the year, but they're an absolute community.
When they do.
I reckon it's the interview, because the next time they play it out,
There's Kelly. What are they saying?
they decided on what the series was going to be all about. Topics.
They might not even use it, are they? They never use it.
For the game to change, we need David Neiman to have a big effect on the market this term. Here it is, bounce down again, Neiman and Schaefer at it all day, and the Elders with Schaefer at the stage. That ball slid forward by there. Out the back, it's Green, Saunders off the ground. Been very good at centre half. Handball misses the start this time, back into it goes. Ricky McGowan. And as we've seen lots of times today, 8 or 10 players around the body for us. The crowd here in Elizabeth, excellent conditions. Crowd 3,530, very good crowd here for local footy. As Timmy Cook gives up a handball. And Scott Moore on his left leg kicks the ball out to Dillon. Handball Wiedemann. What we need here is a good penetrating sort of a kick. He looks for the ball forward, the carrying too much. David kicks the ball back to the forwards. Scotty Lee swings the ball out wide to James Sale. Back in the Biederman. Then he's going down with full disposal today, in my opinion. There is play, really tackled by Sale. He's been a problem all day, Sale. He's been. Nick Douglas, they try to push the ball forward. Going to Rayner, everyone's over. Across to Green, he's got a paddock in which to work, and he bounces the ball once. Lifts the eyes, kicks the ball flat. One hand up, and take the free kick.
Everyone sucked into that one. One had his hand back on the Eagles player. There was nothing in that, if anything, it should have gone the other way.
Maybe the umpire, scary ball, who flood shook his hand out. No decision. Ball high to the goal screen. Jimmy Wynn, this is going to be a Rovers goal.
He's coming back by the middle of the goal square. The Oakland, he got to indicate his shot.
Jimmy's come back, kicked his first goal. Great to see Jimmy come back in that regard. Fine Rovers goal. And we know he's worked so hard to get himself back into the senior side.
Yeah, that would make him very happy with a smile on his face. And I'm sure Stevie Roll as well, missing down the coach's box or up in the coach's box. I'm pretty pleased that one of his better charges has come back with very serious injury. It's been a pretty good performance since he's been on. He's been moving busy, he's been in and out of the pack. Central's 14 goals, 993, the Eagles 5 goals, 535.
Central's 4 unanswered goals in this last quarter. The Eagles don't know why they've got the firepower to put any pressure on the Dogs. Young Higgins, check high, no, umpire says it will have to be a corner.
So far this last quarter, every 50-50 contest, Central players come out on top. We've seen them just before with that, which was a last goal where they just pass on a bus of game tackle just to make sure no Eagles player can hit clear.
Ball comes free here to Hicks. He's warmed up pretty well today. That's a beautifully weighted kick to Jared Cook. He runs off the number 4 nice ball. Signals further down the ground. He's been zoned out here by the man on the bar. Umpire says play on. He's still looked up to get out of it. Full delivery though. Here's the Weed again. Possession pushed up the ball. Hands by Coleman to the back to the wing. There's better disposal. Christensen's been a steady player all day. Kicks the ball high. Off hands McClure. He has been a good player for the Eagles. Hit forward by Hicks. Umpire plays the free kick here. So Scott Lino's reversing a decision. Schaefer interfered with young Higgins. And the umpire reversed the decision. Not even sold in the crowd about the umpire decisions. As Higgins unselfishly centres the ball to McClure. James McClure, a good pickup. Jelani's been a good player so far this year, and Bruce Winter would be happy with his form. He's 50 metres out, probably too far. Little fella runs in, punches the ball hard up in the full forward area. Off hands again, Laird. Has a bounce in the back pocket. Looks down the ground, sees plenty of space. Kicks the ball out, Jimmy Wine. Runs onto it nicely and sees the ball across the boundary. Outside. The Doggies, Will Kamara, 14 to 5.
See Jimmy White there, he's been, as I said, he's been out for 8 months. Gee, still looks better, his best in the reserve last week. And he was 8 months last year in the Mayorie Battle. He's played it. Steve Wright knows how to defend it. Bring it down, the Eagles. Anthony Page, he's got a panic. Page has been a right today, he's been out there by himself and getting in a 50-50 contest. Same way, he has the better look. The better of the game. Quick hands was a game. The Central side was last quarter worked so hard this back. Corwell looking for support. Givings is Tom Loveridge. What's he going to do? He's just prepared to sit on the football. As you can see there, there's 3 or 4 Central players around the pad. Again, they just don't want to respond. 320 years.
Have worked in numbers well today. That was, as you thought, it was a classic example. Some district players around the 41 to 2
Down again. So big fella Neiman has been on the ball all day, hasn't had a rest. South of Walford outside of 50, he kicks around his body. Same hands. Great looks. Play on. It's an out wider. Christensen. The game on ball, big one out. Well. Christensen gets up, looks to the umpire, looks for the free kick. No.
19.
Opportunity here, we see it block backwards now until Dylan's come in from about less than 15 metres out on an ankle. He's kicked it. Doesn't like it, so really close. Picks up his first point. The Eagles 6 and then they still trail for a goal 6.36 in the Centrals. Commanding position there for 8 goals 9.23.
So that kick by Dylan, and that's been typical of the side.
What do you expect?
But it's
It's
typical.
to be that close to goals.
It's typical of the side, Mark. It's down in confidence, and when you're down in confidence, you're down in skill. Conversely, Central District are very confident, therefore very skillful. And as we see Paul hit the ball very high there, Gurdon, very good reflex handball. Neck is Green. Made the most of his opportunities today. Looking right through the middle of the pack. Back onto the right leg. Kicks the ball well out in front. Is Flood. Second chance, Gandalf. Turns onto the left leg. Puts it out wide. Jimmy Boyd has taken the mark.
That's not the crowd now. They love Jimmy out here.
And it's gotten up by and his delivery forward to Jason Ray was late out.
I'm going back to base.
Jason Ray's on the kick line and scored. So young 18-year-old.
Okay.
Through the juniors now.
He's come up like that, played 3 days last year, and he's going to be kicking around 40 metres out. Should make the distance all right. Punches the ball wide. That's a goal again, and Jason Ray has kicked his second goal. It's coming onto the ground. Central District, 15-9. Absolutely tearing it apart. The Eagles, 5 goals. 6.
I know you've seen the Central District side a couple of times this year, but it's the first first opportunity I have been impressed with certain times. So very disciplined. Really have got a good balance, but they got all the
Where are you up to?
Mark?
Only 6 minutes now. We have them in addition.
Right, they give the margin, not the score. Yeah, they play the margin and not the score. Okay, they know that. Yeah. All right, would you like to take your position, please? Yeah. We're about 5 minutes away. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear Des. I can hear you, Des.
Six minutes.
Can I just have them a bit closer together? Closer together. How are we?
Oh, it was all about you, our team meeting last Saturday night.
Right, we're going to squeeze in a little bit tight, a little bit on each of you. Yeah, that's right.
That's fine.
I need some thermal underwear. Yep. What are we? Can we find out from the boys what we're going to discuss? We're doing all that. So they'll be flashed up, won't they? Yeah, you're a bit whistly. Oh, a little bit, yeah.
Swear.
All right, so final scores, goals. That's it. It's 49. After the game, Alan caught up with Stephen Swert. Whatever how he spells it. Yeah, no problems. So when he gave the scores first, but then he